Hello, you're watching Stretford Paddock. We're here today for the watch-along for Man United's last pre-season tour game against AC Milan in Cardiff. I'm here today with Casey, Stephen and Abdul. How you doing, guys?
Good. All right.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I'm all right, man. Last game.
You looking forward to it? You feeling it?
I am. Do you know what? I am. I think this is a decent little team. I'm sure we're going to get into the starting 11 pretty quickly. So this is the starting 11 now. As you can see, we've got a Rojo partner in Lindelof. I'm sure that's going to be a quick change for Maguire come weekend. Shaw and Wan-Bissaka in the fullbacks. McTominay partner in Matic. I only expect one of them to feature Sunday. Yeah. Otherwise, we've got a problem because this midfield does look very ordinary without Paul Pogba, doesn't it? Yeah. And then Mata in the hole, I assume, because some people think it's a partnership with Rashford and Martial up front, but I think it'll be Rashford on the left, Martial up front, and Andres Pereira on the right. I think that's not bad. I like the idea of him there. What about you guys?
Pereira's played on the right before. I played at Valencia, and I feel like he has the ability to deliver the ball, and I feel like he'll probably, especially if Mata's in the middle, he's more likely to stay out wide, whereas if Mata was out wide, Mata doesn't stay out wide. Mata likes being in the middle.
I don't think he's going to sort of square up his man, knock it past him and beat him for pace.
Why?
Because he's not fast enough.
Oh, sorry, fair play.
But I think if we're playing in this system where it's quick passing, a lot of movement off the ball, you can kind of overcome some of that pace, some of that lacking pace with timing and that sort of quick play. So I think he's a good position. That's a good position for him, obviously, because his passing is quite good.
Do you not think Mata might be the false nine? Sort of what Dybala might be brought into today. Well,
yeah, I think it could be. I think there'll be a lot of interchanging behind Martial, because in all the other games we've seen a lot of movement, sort of 10 minutes here and then just take a switch, and like we saw the game against, I think it was Inter, where Greenwood was playing on one side and then he swapped over with Rashford and all that sort of stuff. So
I think we're getting we got brother Omar over at the Principality. Let's see what he's got to say.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Principality Stadium, where Manchester United will be playing AC Milan in the pre-season tour. It's their 6th game on the tour, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be looking to add the 6th win for his side. AC Milan, on the other hand, are on their 4th game of their pre-season tour, and they haven't won anything yet, so they'll be looking to add a win to their books. However, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want to make it 6 wins from 6. Team users in, it'll be interesting to see the link-up play between Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford up front, seeing if they create a partnership together for the forthcoming season. Furthermore, we've seen a backline of Marcus Rojo, Victor Lindelof as our 2 centre-back partnerships, along with Luke Shaw on the left-hand side, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right. Marcus Rojo will be looking to prove himself as Harry Maguire is coming in, and hopefully will be a stellar signing for Manchester United.
Yeah, Omar's saying there about how he thinks it's going to be 2 strikers up top, and a bit different to what we've put forward of the 4-2-3-1. What do you think about that?
I would love it to be a 2-forward, 2-striker system, because I think that would be fantastic if it was. And the diamond might actually suit that midfield quite well, to be honest. And if it isn't a diamond, we've got the flexibility for it to be a diamond, which I think is quite interesting. I reckon that forward three is going to be a lot more fluid. And I'm hoping that's a sign of the times to come, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like the diamond in the midfield actually helps, because if you talk about like those midfielders, you don't say anyone has that killer final ball. So probably like the interchange, maybe Mata, but in the interchanging passing with more short range passes between the 4 probably helps and works better with that sort of formation.
Not really seen Rashford and Martial play together, as in like the front 2 in pre-season. And I think I've been impressed with what Martial's done off the ball in pre-season. I think he just didn't do enough of that in the past for United. If you look at that Spurs game, the runs that he was making for Andreas, one that Andreas should have picked out and one that he did, and then he'd taken a shot straight away. I think I want to see him and Rashford together now, because I think he's starting to pick that up in his game. Maybe Ollie training him, Martial's picking that up.
Can anyone ask me this? Why is this kicking off at 5:36?
Yeah. I don't know. I was looking at the timing earlier and I was like, oh, it's 5:30 and I've gone to Sky Sports. 5:36. What's that?
It's in Wales. That's
just Wales time.
Maybe
it's
time zones.
Can you stare down, team?
Yeah, I don't really get it at all.
Time zones.
I think a diamond would be quite good actually with Matic holding, because I think we've seen a side of McTominay and him bring the ball forward, which he won't get to do if it is 2 holding players. So I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Actually, I think that'd be quite good. Right,
we are just about to kick off. Final pre-season game again. Treating this like a training game. It's good that we've won 5 out of 5 so far. I would love to see us win 6 out of 6. Doesn't necessarily translate into form in season, but I would rather win them than lose them.
But Steve, we've got a chance to win the International Champions Cup here, mate.
I think
that's what
Benfica
everyone's
are the strongest
overlooking.
on goal difference.
What time is the parade tomorrow?
I think, well, it's scheduled for 2:00 if we win.
Okay.
There'll be millions of people in the streets. Or is it we have to win 3-0 or something to win?
Well, Pereira looks like he's immediately gone to that right-hand side, but so's Tony Marshall.
Yeah, and Matters down the left.
Yeah, so we'll give it about 10 minutes and we'll figure out what's playing.
See what's actually happening here. Is this the first time Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have started a game together?
I can't imagine it is, but because we've had 2
Shaw was
11s all the time.
And Shaw was injured for a couple of games.
I feel like he was.
Wan-Bissaka didn't start one of the games. It's one of the first times, if not, maybe a second time. But it'd be nice to see two off our first choice fullbacks playing together.
This midfield looks very ordinary without Paul Pogba. There's a lack of sparkle about it without him.
Yeah, it was the same way for years. How bad the team looked when Rooney didn't play, and people always used to say, "Oh, he's too inconsistent. He didn't do this. He didn't do that." When we didn't play, we looked terrible for years when Rooney was in the squad. And it's the same with Pogba. He gets slagged off more than anyone, but when he doesn't play, we look so much worse than he does.
That pass he pulled out for Mata was a joke in that last game, man. Like, to find that pass while your body shapes in a different way, and then you just got to sort of pull it out. That was a great pass into Mata, man.
It's not actually full, is it?
No.
Or have they just purposely left like a bottom row all the way along?
I mean, I was walking through the Arndale the other day, and they were still advertising tickets for it in the middle of Manchester.
I got mine
yesterday.
Well, your tickets?
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's not full then.
Comment if you want it.
He's got 700 tickets.
Yeah, if you want the ticket, come and get it.
If you think you've got time to make kick-off.
Yeah, come and get it.
Yeah.
Might catch second half, you don't know, no?
Who's AC's manager now? Because obviously they got rid of Gattuso, didn't they?
I didn't like that.
Probably an ex-manager. Probably an ex-player,
Yeah,
sorry. That's what they do.
Was it the guy from Fiorentina? I can't remember. I
He was
can't remember the
Inter.
appointed. Well,
One of my favourite non-United teams, the 88, 89 AC Milan team. Basically, it was just
Pull it.
chock block full of hardcore Italians that just didn't give you an inch, and then a little bit of a sparkle of a little bit of freaky deaky Dutch bastards to give it some star power.
Rijkaard, Hullet, Van Basten.
I mean, like the 2000.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
There used to be a rule of the amount of foreign players they could have. Is that right? You're allowed 3 foreign players. Something like that.
That may be the case, but Italy always had quite a bit more than that. There's a lot of teams. I don't know when it changed, but they did have a period where they had a lot of foreign players.
Yeah.
Was it Dennis Law played? No, Torino. He was that, wasn't it?
Was it?
Ray Wilkins played for AC Milan.
Played for AC Milan. Yeah.
I feel like, if my football manager knowledge is correct, I feel like the rule at the moment is they're allowed to sign 2 foreign players a window at max, in terms of or it might be non-EU sort of thing.
It's a very Italian rule, isn't it?
Yeah. It's an interesting. They've got an interesting selection of players. Like, there's players there that are like individually seem great.
Yeah.
For AC Milan, you've got Calabria on the right. You've got Romagnoli. We've all probably was rumoured.
Does look like the 4-2-3-1 though, by the way.
See, now, Mata is playing centrally with Pereira on the right.
There we go. Wan-Bissaka playing one down the line for Pereira.
Yeah.
Very tight marking, doubling up on him though.
Yeah.
Can Wan-Bissaka help him and get around the corner there?
I see. He stopped his run there, didn't he, Wan-Bissaka? He just hesitated slightly. They got.
I mean,
He's even tackling people when he's
got the ball.
Yeah.
He'll yeah. He's so good at tackling. He tackles when he's already got the ball.
it's going to be interesting down that right side, because I would say that Ricardo Rodriguez is really the weak link in that Milan defence. He's not very fast. He's more of a set-piece merchant. But
Slow.
A lot of the mistakes for them did come through his side last season, actually. Barini playing for them, we were talking about it before we went live.
What
you
a
look at
CV
you
he's
take
got.
you take Barini out of it, and you look at his CV of Chelsea, Liverpool, Sunderland.
Hasn't he been to like Champions League finals and stuff?
Probably, yeah.
I won't be surprised.
AC Milan, there's probably like Sampdoria somewhere in there, like random Italian
I heard
team.
off one of the players yesterday about Wan-Bissaka. Obviously, I told you guys who, but we will keep that nameless for now. No one can get past Wan-Bissaka.
No.
Said even when you think you've got past him, you've got a yard past him, and you're accelerating away from him, he still tackles you. And
Yeah.
it's making people mad. But I was like, that's so awesome.
I love hearing stories like that.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Because the lad I was talking to will figure out a way to get past him eventually. But he's going to have gone through so many gears to get there. And Wan-Bissaka is also going to have been going through so many gears to stay tackling everybody. I love that shit.
That's what you want. You want them to challenge each
You
other.
want to hear that he gets past him, and then the next training session you just
Launches
can't do
him.
it again. You just can't do it again.
Or he says, you ain't doing that again.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't do that again. It's about 6 months later. But think about how attack versus defence would have gone down. Let's say the 2008 Champions League winning team. How an attack versus defence lineup would have been.
Ronaldo going up against Vidic, Ferdinand and Evra.
What a treat!
Yeah, incredible.
What a treat for any of the coaches or even reserve players just standing there, just watching people trying to figure this out.
And the more time goes on with United being as sort of not as good as they were, the more I almost feel embarrassed for how much we took that for granted. Like, that team is like one of those historically great teams, and you just sort of watched it and was like, oh, is Tevez good enough? But that was my thinking at the time. Hargreaves, he's a bit injury prone, isn't it? This is one of the best teams that's ever existed, and this doesn't come around very often.
Yeah. No, I think we took that one for granted. Yeah. And I know for a fact, because I was only 15, I definitely took the 99 team for granted.
Yeah.
Because there's been this sort of progression. I started going in 1990 and we won the FA Cup. Following year we win the Cup Winners' Cup. The following year we win the League Cup. The following year you win the league. I think football is all about just going and winning shit sometime every year. And then you don't win a league. I remember it was the 95 one where we didn't win the league. We didn't win a single trophy. Because when you're a kid, when you're 12, 10, 11, any trophy, even the League Cup at the time, I remember the Rumbelows Cup, people was buzzing for that when we won that. And then when we didn't win the league in 95, I remember we watched it on a telly because it was West Ham away. We had about 100 shots. Andy Cole just one of those games where nothing he had was going in, and he had 1 million shots, and we lost it on a point, I think. And I remember the hurt of like, what do you mean we're not going to win something this year?
No.
And then obviously we lost Cantona. We didn't win something the year after. But then we came back and we won, well, basically everything, didn't we, in one season? And it felt like, well, of course we won the European Cup. Why wouldn't we win the European Cup?
It's so insane, isn't it?
It's like me as well. Like the first full season I watched, we won the league. And then we just kept on winning, and then Ronaldo left, and then Chelsea beat us to it. And I was like, this is not as what it's meant to be.
And it's almost embarrassing the way that you win the league and you go, yeah, we won the league again. We've won the league 7 times in the last 10 years. Of course we won the league, or whatever it, ridiculous as it was at the time. But now imagine how amazing it would be if we won the league. Like you can't even put it into words.
Ridiculous.
Can you? But,
It's how much he Wan-Bissaka extends his body out and then just gets straight back up.
See, what I'm looking for is the first time, it'll have to be someone I think Hazard
was a good player who consistently...
Maybe someone like Aguero, or maybe Sterling, someone with a really tight turning circle. Someone's going to expect those long legs, those slide tackles, and just and just getting booked early on. If you chop inside when he brings all those tackles in and gets him booked after 8 minutes, then you might see
dives. Because he goes to the ground,
whatever it is. Exactly. Someone is gonna. That might have to be the way they do it. But I'd like to see how he reacts when someone does him and he gets booked, and then what do you do? Because you can't go sliding in for 75 minutes.
I reckon he's low key pretty hard,
Oh yeah,
well, I reckon there's like a real toughness to him.
I feel like the amount of times the amount of times he does it, he probably has the trust in himself that I might have got a yellow card this time, but next I'm not getting it.
I think he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
And that shocks everyone. Yeah,
and he might get sent off one day, but that's just how he plays.
But do you know what? I think for the sheer number of tackles I've seen in pre-season alone,
it's
crazy. I'm not going to change his game. I'm not going to attempt to change his game. I'm going to say,
and has he ever been sent off as a player? Does anyone know that?
I wouldn't have thought so. He's only had a
short career,
18-month of a career so far, hasn't he?
But I mean, the amount of tackles he's put in. I think if Paul Scholes did that many slide tackles, he'd have had a few sendings off.
I've noticed something our fullbacks have been doing a lot in pre-seasons, that coming on the inside of that. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw.
They are.
Time.
Go on, hit it from distance.
No, I dragged it wide there, Pereira. But it was good high pressing there. Did you see their fullback had the ball and Shaw didn't immediately just run back. He stayed up and he was like, right, you're going to have to get past me first. Look, you can see.
And then we win the ball back.
Yeah, exactly.
We thought, it was actually Tony Marshall, which you don't see a lot of, pressed the centre half, who give a shit ball to a centre mid. And who was that right up his arse? Rojo.
It was Rojo, yeah. And then Matic was covering that left back spot, so Shaw stayed up there. So maybe it is.
Poor touch from the centre mid, and Pereira jumped on it. And we're going to the same thing again here. Marshall's won it back from a goal kick, poor ball into midfield, played it up again, and he's kept hold of it this time.
Yeah, he did. But with 4 men around him, so he had. That's the thing. Players have to do something really good to keep the ball now when they're breaking out from the back. Whereas before, when you sit back, they don't have to do much good to get the ball up. Obviously, you're a bit more sturdy when the ball's in your defence, but I think
with the 4-2-3-1, it makes sort of our fullbacks where one of them has to come into midfield if Pogba's to move forward. I've seen Wan-Bissaka do that a lot, and then Luke Shaw sort of jumps in the back and it creates a bit of a back three.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I think
allows us to
that'll be
press.
the benefit of when we sign. When eventually the signing of Maguire goes through, because Maguire is one of those centre backs who really likes to like step forward, especially when he feels like he can. He likes to come forward into the midfield and distribute there.
Not only when he does that, the big thing about when he does that is you'll see very often, and I'll call this a Lou Van Gaal-ism with United.
Yeah.
You'll see so many people will mark the man. And you might have a centre forward that sort of runs between the two centre halves. You can picture that scenario in every match you've seen that sort of thing happen, haven't you? And the centre halves knock it to each other. They go up down one side to a full back. Maybe it goes to the winger. It comes back. It goes along the back four. Fucking boring, isn't it?
It's not passing with purpose, is it? And I think that's
but
been
then
our
when
problem.
you get Maguire and he goes up,
There's a
boom,
gap.
and he steps into midfield. Now the guy that's got older Pogba like this, and the guy that's got older Pereira or Mata, one of them goes, you're gonna have to take the ball.
Yeah. Because otherwise he's going to keep going. Because he's not just going to go 5 yards. If the space is there, he'll go
30, yeah.
he'll go up to the 18-yard box. Like we saw Lindelof do a few games ago.
We used to see that with like Chris Smalling when it was Van Gaal. I remember that all the time. But the fact was, it's like you never saw Smalling was in control of it.
No.
He just kept running and he wasn't
The
really
first one I
sure.
remember doing that. I mean, usually might not remember this far back was Sol Campbell for England.
No.
Sol Campbell used to do it for England on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Rampaging, run through the middle, and everyone go, who's getting him?
yeah. Exactly.
It's crazy how much Maguire will affect us going forward as well. Oh, Rashford's
Ooh,
on
that's had a
target,
lot of
can't argue
movement
with
into that. It's sort of drifted back into the goalie, then, didn't it? It looked like it was going
Martial
wide.
picked it up on the left.
Oh,
Has a good
nice
ball
little
to
bit of
Mata.
touch there from Mata and Marcus.
Oh, that's unlucky. Donnarumma's not really kicked on since that big breakout season. Because I remember when he had that season when he was like 17, he was one of the best keepers in the series.
I wasn't happy with us being linked to him last
And
season.
I remember he got linked to sort of like a De Gea replacement, but then since then he's not really.
But the thing you
not
remember
under
is
himself,
he's
no.
still 20.
Yeah.
He's a goalie, and
It's about
he's
15 years away from his
exactly, yeah. He's literally 10 years from his prime. Like, he's not he's a child.
He has a lot of time, but then I remember there was the time after he signed the contract and people were saying, "Oh, he's going to go to PSG." Like the Milan fans were saying, like,
oh, that's when that
like,
thing
they
happened
put
where
a
they're
banner
throwing,
up, they're like,
throwing
death
money at him on the
threats and
pitch.
stuff like
They
that.
don't, Italian fans aren't particularly keen on.
Oh, I can't
that
see
there?
quite who it
Rojo,
was. Chopped in on his
Sacco.
right foot. He had the beating of Lindelof for that one then,
Pianta.
actually, to be honest.
Was that Piatek? Yeah. He's
Piatek, by the way.
he's what's how would you say it?
It's definitely Piontek.
Piatek.
Everyone pulled me for that, yes.
What was it?
Piontek.
Piontek?
Yeah.
Piontek.
Say it.
He-
Like,
he's
When you
quite-
read it out, it looks like
When I
Piontek,
saw
innit?
like Chelsea sign Higuain on loan from Milan, they took over the loan, which was still a weird decision. I thought because I thought that Milan had an obligation to buy, but then
Space there. Where is the
Brady with
midfield
his
in
big
there
toe.
then?
yeah, that's
that was
like.
Castellano.
Milan getting another shot off, but it was blocked.
Yeah.
But I was
This
always
has been the most open game we've had in pre-season.
Yeah.
That's one area of the pitch where Matic, when we used to see him at his best, would drop in.
Yeah.
And I think last season he was getting caught out a lot like there.
Yeah.
That's what McTominay's been doing really well
think
recently.
United just trying to play out the back there, and Milan pressed us very effectively, forcing us into a
Yeah.
risky ball, which we tried to hit for Rashford, but the defence just cut it out.
Matic
Well done by
just-
Matic.
Well,
Matic just won it back, and that looked a bit of a fucking hit and hope actually into the channel, but Marcus has picked it up on the
I
left
guess they
wing.
know though. In that Tottenham game,
He's coming to the box. He's coming along the middle.
Brilliant.
He's shot.
that was Ronaldo.
Nothing ball.
Finish.
Nothing
Ronaldo-esque
ball.
there.
Brilliant goal
Yeah,
from
really
Marcus
good.
Rashford.
Matic assist. With the
Matic
ball.
assist. Like it was a hit and hope clearance.
Yeah. Well,
It
you
really
say that,
was.
but like I was saying, the Tottenham game last season, every time we got the ball, we just went wings. Just get the ball, chip it down the wing, and it's that same thing. If you know that we're playing a
Let's have a
narrow
look at that again.
formation,
I don't.
That's not
they
it.
drift
Clearance
wide.
actually. He's put that.
I feel like they tried it once.
Marcus stands up the fullback, comes along the inside of him. Centre half comes along the inside of him, shoots, gets
Gets
a
a
deflection,
deflection of someone,
and it's
but
in the
yeah,
bottom
really nice.
far corner right.
So I feel that
brilliant goal, 1-0.
Yeah, I feel that was good football intelligence by Matt because they tried it once. Milan called it off, and then Milan basically just went, "All right, then we've done it once.
Yeah.
We'll step away from it," and they just left the channel and
I think
left
that's the
Rashford
problem.
alone.
They sort of lack a little bit of player quality, don't they, Milan? So the tactics got them the ball the first time,
Yeah.
and I think they kind of went,
yeah, it's
"How
fine.
do we do that
we'll
again?"
step
now?
off.
Yeah,
It's crazy
really
how
good by
composed he's been in front of goal as well in
Rashford.
pre-season.
Yeah,
He
that
looks
goal
tall.
against Tottenham.
I'm not taking credit
not
for
Tottenham.
that.
The one against Perth on his left foot. That one
can't
against
wait to
Perth
tell
on his
you
left
what
foot was
I'm on about.
fantastic. About what?
End of the season, I'll tell everyone what I'm on about. Depending on
That's a real long lead time on a secret. That is
Yes.
10 months.
If he does well, if he doesn't,
Mark your
keep it
calendars.
season.
10 months.
Joe, if
Put a
I
little
told
cross.
everybody now, you just go, you chat shit.
Won't believe it.
So wait till the end of the season.
But yeah, that goal against Perth, that spin on his left foot into the far corner, I thought that was a brilliant goal. Like, with his weak foot as well, he's definitely looked more clinical in front of goal.
Was it Perth or Leeds where he scoops it on the inside?
Leeds.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah,
those are
really
two
good.
finishes that I think he didn't have in his
even
locker
this
in
one
the
just
last couple
did.
of seasons.
30 seconds ago. Last year's Rashford shoots after he gets past the fullback.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it.
No.
That was a bit further in.
It's almost like he was more sort of upright and present as to what was going on. He understood a bit more of, well, this man's here, rather than just rushing it and getting scared. Yeah. But that comes with age and playing games, doesn't it?
Well, I feel
We've
like
seen different
composure
finishes.
and confidence.
I feel like Solskjaer's probably on paper is probably one of the best teachers for that, because the whole Solskjaer's game was built around all the sort of things that strikers don't seem to focus on much nowadays. You see a lot of strikers, they focus on the fact that they can finish well, or they're fast, and they can get behind the defender, where he was like anticipating.
Positioning,
well,
anticipation,
movement,
composure,
timing,
yeah.
knowing what the defender was going to do before before he did. So he knew like the defender was going to step out, so he could get in the gap behind. And that's, I think, that Rashford's sort of showing glimpses of learning that sort of thing.
I think
Rojo just megs him.
He does what he wants. Doesn't he? He got the ball. The man was just there. I'll just turn back into Mourinho. Who cares? Yeah, he don't care. Yeah, I think it's it must be exciting for the players. I wonder what it's like as a player when, especially for like Luke Shaw or Wan-Bissaka, where you're like, Harry Maguire's going to be next to me next week. Like, are they excited? Are they thinking, oh no, what's it good? What if I don't like him? I wonder what that feeling's like.
Bet they're all going, wonder what size that he wears.
Yeah, he don't wear hats. He just wears an upturned bath. That's the only thing they can go on his head. Yeah, he's massive, isn't he? Yeah, it's good as well how he's 6'4", I think, isn't he? And known for his footwork, and not footwork necessarily, but his ability on the ball. I think that'd be good to see.
He completed the most dribbles out of any centre half, which for his pace is very impressive for me, because that shows it's all in his head. He knows when to move, when to step out.
Love the free kick, ref. Thank you.
So, you've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, why are we getting someone so slow and everything?" But it's like, if he's composed on the ball and he can get past his man, that doesn't matter. If he doesn't, it's just if he tries.
Well, PK's not particularly the fastest.
No, yeah.
There's tons of centre backs down the years who aren't very quick. That's why they're centre backs. If they were really quick, they'd probably be playing in midfield or as attackers. Like most of them start as attackers, and you slowly work your way back for whatever reason. But centre backs have to overcome that speed with mental speed and being able to anticipate things.
Pereira's range of passing, it honestly is. We haven't got many or any in this team that can do that. Back out to Marcus on the left-hand side after Shaw driving it down. Looks like Milan have got about 8 or 9 in the box.
You see how far forward there Luke Shaw is? Yeah. He takes up that role.
See, because we pressed them though, they've given it straight back. Wan-Bissaka's now got it on the right-hand side after a Milan
and he does
clearance.
not losing it.
Yeah, and you tackle me? Don't think so, bro.
If you tackle me, I'll just tackle you straight back.
It's a shit cross, though.
It's a different way of pressing, isn't it? You see, Liverpool's main presses in midfield, and that's why they got such a laboured midfield.
That was very late there from Matic.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
and now with 2-on-2
because Liverpool just have a midfield of workhorses. I mean, they're very.
Rojo's cleared it.
I mean that.
Last match.
I mean,
he didn't clear it. He just controlled it in his own box with a man on it.
He could have hit anything. He could have hit anything.
Trying to control the ball with your studs is just not.
And control the other player with your studs at the same time.
It's a skill.
1 foot down Breen's shin, 1 foot on the ball.
It's like you just can't help it. It's like magnetised, just going towards the shin. It's like you can't.
Yeah.
Who did Matic leave one on, and why was that?
Yeah,
Milan are justifiably having a whinge at the ref because that was so late.
Did he make as much contact as it looked like?
I think he definitely did.
He went round the ref and
yeah, that's rum. That's a bit rum for a pre-season game.
It's about time Matic turned up in the pre-season though. I think he's been poor up until this. And a good start to the game.
I mean, I've not seen a game in pre-season so far where I've been like, oh, Matic is impressed, and even the moment by moment. It's always been like, oh, McTominay played really well, and then when McTominay's gone off, I've always been like, oh, we've got Matic on the pitch.
Yeah, he's not. It doesn't seem to have done a lot.
Here we have stats here from the first 19 minutes of the match. 3 shots, 2 on target, 0 on target from Milan. They've had the most possession,
which has been the tale of pre-season so far, hasn't it? Sort of, you're almost shocked by the lack of possession because we look threatening.
Yeah, especially against Spurs. Spurs had a lot more possession than us, didn't we? But
yeah.
all the shots came United's way.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with that. If it goes down like this, I've got some comments here from everybody in the on Twitter and it's just not on Twitter actually. Isn't it? What a goal, Marcus Rashford, pre-season Ronaldo, fantastic goal by Rashford, great run. I'd say great composure if I was going to pick an attribute out of that, composure and taking it further. Marcus took a lot of shots last year from bananas places, where it was a low expected goals for where he shot from. Just the sheer fact of taking shots. Where was that? Pretty much on the penalty spot. Probably
just about. Yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna have a much higher expected goals rate from that.
And the thing is, as well, it's about him getting the ball there because you could think if when he's cutting inside, like you said, you could almost forgive him for taking the shot after that, going past the fullback, but not doing that and having that vision to go past the second man. Not only does he give himself a chance of a better shot, but he also. It's less when you see the stats at the end of the game. It's one less shot taken from a position where he's not going to score from.
Correct.
I feel like if United do sign Dybala or they sign Fernandes or someone, if that one becomes like the sort of thing, I feel like that will be also an interesting thing because once he gets past that man, if the shot then gets blocked, if you have someone like Dybala running through, to lay it off to for an open shot, that'll
weird way to pronounce Mason Greenwood, but
or Greenwood,
Well, we don't really have anyone. I mean, I suppose Lingard technically fills that role, but he doesn't really get in the box from midfield as readily as someone like Dybala does. Obviously, we're not sure whether that Dybala deal is going to happen.
Yeah.
But it seems as though United are certainly keen on it, and Juventus are certainly keen on Lukaku. And there was talk as well today of the way that the deal is going to be structured. In theory, is that Juventus put the sale of Dybala for £80 million.
Go on,
Rashford.
Marcus tried to thread a ball through into the box for Juan Mata, got blocked. I don't know what's going on now. Play seemed to stop there, like the ref blew up.
Yeah, it did.
But it didn't.
Good tackle there from Wan-Bissaka.
It picked his pocket, yeah.
Great ball from Matic through to Marshall, but he's crowded out a little bit. I think
offside. I think that was just an only just sort of situation.
Yeah, so if Juventus call it the sale of Dybala for 80 million, and then they can say that their purchase of Lukaku is in 4 £16 million instalments, they can report a plus 74 million or 54 million euros for this season, which
that covers that covers the delay.
They didn't do that with Delete.
That sounds like they've gone.
That is exactly what they've done.
Well, that reminds me the deal between Barcelona and Valencia for Neto and Silasson. They both went for exact same prices, but one went through before like July the 1st, and one went through after July the 1st.
It's all just fiddling and twisting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah, exactly.
All loopholes.
Financial fair play is hard these days, isn't it?
I know. It just gives the accountants something to do. They
That's
must love
about the third foul Pereira's stuck in as well.
Yeah.
It's the hair. He's channeling Marcus Rojo. Marcus Rojo just...
might be it. Well, to be fair, he's not volleyed anyone in the chest yet, so...
Yeah.
Not yet. Give it time.
Who do you think starts? I know it's probably going to be Lindelof. Smalling, but if it wouldn't have been Maguire coming through, who do you think would have been starting?
Well, it is Maguire, so shut up. Don't bring that negativity.
I have a feeling
Roll handle those kind of thoughts.
I had a feeling Rojo would have been the guy, you know. I started to think like...
We've seen that in these games that he fits the system maybe the best. He's the most comfortable on the ball.
Or Axel.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem to. That doesn't seem to be happening, does it? As much as we want it to, and a lot of the fans want to see that.
I think by the end of the season he'll make himself the third choice.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he does.
Do you think he's staying there?
I think now Baye's
out. We was told he wasn't until the Baye.
Injury.
So I think that changed.
Well, Bay's injured. Phil Jones will probably get a concussion, not in an advertisement board. And Smalling will just...
house.
Yeah. It'll trip. Did you see that one where it's like someone was like, "Oh, why are we signing Maguire?" And then it was like, "This is why," and it was just a clip of Phil Jones tripping over the pitch. I was like, he found the one part of the pitch that was loose and managed to trip and fall over from it.
I'm impressed more than anything.
He always finds a way. I mean, like sometimes you see him and it's like, this is really...
Boom, at Wan-Bissaka. Dale in with it. Oh, mate.
Really.
So then United are...
I'm going to cuddle him when I see him.
Presumably keeping Axel for this season.
I'll have a walk.
We're bringing in Maguire. Who's leaving? Or we just got 8 centre backs.
No, some of them are going to have to leave, aren't they?
Who do you think he'll go?
I don't know, because the issue is they're all on an absolute min. They're all on the sort of wages where every other club's like, yeah, I'd like to. How much? No.
Well,
Rojo, 150 grand a week.
No, because our star player's not on that, and he would be like, what, our second choice?
That's what the contract just didn't make sense to me because we knew we were going to be in for a centre half in the summer, and we still
was that
those
Barini?
contracts.
No, it's Suso. Suso's good. Suso.
So.
Subtle.
Good ping, to be fair, isn't it? It's a good ping.
It's a good effort.
No, I feel like I don't even know what we're
getting rid of. Which
are we getting
centre-backs are
rid of?
leaving?
I feel like Rojo this probably is a shop window game for Rojo. Like they're gonna put him on for 60 minutes probably.
Not a bad call.
Oh my god,
Matic turning like a boss there.
I mean,
The problem with shop window in Rojo, you might shop window an armed robbery.
Oh my god! Is that Calhanoglu? No,
Suso.
I
again.
said that twice. I have missed it.
Matic giving the ball
He just
away.
tried that.
Absolutely wellied one into the top left corner.
He's tried that once.
Damn.
Again.
Why has Matic not let the ball run? Like
I don't think he's
run
got.
across
I
him?
don't think he's got the turning circle for it.
It's so weird.
De Gea captain, discuss.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think he's. I
It's a
mean,
bit too quiet for me.
Lindelof didn't get
I
out
don't
very
think we
quick
have
either.
anyone in
to
the
be
squad
fair.
that's.
But McTominay and Matic are basically holding hands there.
Well, Matic gave the ball away, so he was out. You need to see
Yeah,
him
you
a
need
bit
to see
further.
That's
back
all
than
on
that.
Matic. That.
Yeah, it was poor from Matic. Matic did the old Fred technique there of just once a game, I'll give the ball away 25 yards
Just
out.
keep everyone on the toes.
Just to make sure you're all doing your jobs, because I'm not.
See, if De Gea's captain, it'll be a similar situation to Lloris at Tottenham, where there'll have to be someone on the pitch who is also captain.
Yeah, but I think
so. Like in Tottenham, they have Vertonghen who goes and talks to the ref and kind of calms people down and sort of thing.
But
So you also so basically by making De Gea captain, you're basically saying someone else on the pitch has to do his job for him.
I think Pogba.
Except
in terms of make De Gea captain because
if he
he's been
signs,
there
I
the
think.
longest. Is most like if he signs an extension, make him captain. He's going to be playing every game, and then Pogba's the most vocal, the most sort of leaderish on the pitch. But you wouldn't necessarily give him the captaincy because who knows how long.
See, I feel like for that job, you don't need someone who's probably the most vocal. You probably need someone like who can calm everyone else down. Because
that?
De Gea's definitely
Mata going around giving
Mata
massages.
or Lindelof, I'd say.
Yes.
I had a thought this morning when I was getting dressed.
About what Mata?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, tell me more.
I was thinking, one quick Google search might render this theory completely
What is this gonna be?
bollocks. But have we had a player of the year winner that didn't wear Adidas?
Whatever.
No, in not the last, I don't know, 10 years or so.
Well, does De Gea wear Adidas? Because that's about a massive
There you
chunk
go.
of it.
So there's De Gea, so there's Alfie.
Didn't he wear
Shaw
Nike
added
at
that?
the start?
Do we all say Adidas,
I'm
by
human.
the way? Is that a thing that
I thought it
everyone
was
says now?
Adidas.
It was always Adidas when I
I
was
always say
growing up.
Adidas. Everyone
I
says
say Adidas.
Okay.
I'm not going to change.
Is Luke Shaw Adidas?
Yeah, he is.
So's Herrera.
But the
Who
thing
else
is,
has won it?
De Gea wore Puma and Nike in two of the ones that he's won.
Did he?
Yeah,
Did he though?
There you go.
he did. He was
Did
under
he, though?
Nike. And
Yeah,
then
but
he was,
he acted like he was wearing Adidas, and that's all that counts.
Did he though?
and then now, well, obviously,
I'm just saying.
Adidas.
Interesting theory.
What
since
does
we got
Wan-Bissaka
taken
We
wear?
do seem
That's
to
the
sign a
question.
large proportion
Nike?
of Adidas wearing
Yeah.
players.
That's the question. What does Wan-Bissaka wear? Because then your theory's wrong next year.
Is Adidas in it?
We haven't seen a replay of their goal that showed Matic giving the ball away, have we? I think that's an MUTV thing. They probably don't. They're not
They
doing
might show a bit. I've been conditioned by both FIFA and also clips of Calhanoglu to think that whenever anyone shoots from outside the box in the team that is, it's obviously him. But it was Suso twice. I've said it twice, and it was both times it was Suso.
Yeah, it was a good.
But he was a good little player. Like I think he was in Liverpool's academy, and then they let him go. And
Suso.
yeah, so if you were to sign him, that's a homegrown quota for anyone who wanted to sign him.
See, there you go.
Balls everywhere.
You sound like Juventus's accountant there with loopholes.
Loopholes.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there, and this here, and I'm going to go like that with that.
Oh,
Comprende?
that's,
There you go.
Comprende.
Rojo's actually been good.
Why don't we play pre-season games in Manchester? I mean, not all of them, but why don't we have like one at least?
I mean,
make money.
we used to have. I remember when I was much younger.
It's
I
always
went
a
to
testimonial. Or
I went to
a
United
foundation
versus when I was
game.
much younger. I went to
think we had
United versus
Eindhoven
Valencia.
or something.
Like that was years ago though. That was at Old Trafford.
Wasn't
we
that a
have-
Rooney testimonial or
that-
foundation
No,
thing?
that was just a pre-season friendly. That was Van Gaal's first season. Rooney's testimonial was Everton. I think. Yeah, they put it down.
There was another Valencia one.
There was
was a
Valencia one for Ollie.
testimonial.
I think that was Ollie's. Like, was it 08 or 07? I think that was Ollie's. I remember Ronaldo. stood
But it
around.
always seems to be a testimonial type thing rather than just a pre-season friendly.
It is. Yeah.
United haven't really made any chances in the last 15 minutes, have they? It seems to have
No,
slowed
we
down a little
definitely
bit.
took our foot off the gas.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know
have.
if that's deliberate.
I doubt it. I think we're just sort of struggling to get the ball out of it.
Might showing
I feel like
a bit of both in this game, innit?
when we scored, it showed we were kind of panicking a bit, and now we've stepped off it, they kind of calmed back down.
This is in the corners.
Yeah. Is this Cardiff Stadium?
Principality, I think it must be. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good ground.
Yeah, it's quite big, isn't it?
That's why Cardiff.
They not
away,
played this weekend then?
They're at Wigan, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's why.
They lost it. It was 3-2 to
been
Wigan at one point, or 2-1.
recently happy.
Oh, it's a
Well,
rugby
rugby.
stadium. Okay. No wonder
Right,
it's
Cam
empty.
nodding behind the mic. Oh, just
Yeah, the producer nodding along saying that it was the Cardiff Stadium didn't really help. Oh, right, okay. He
no.
thought we said the Welsh Stadium, which is, of course,
So,
a big famous
yeah.
stadium, isn't it?
Do
Oh, you know the
where
Welsh Stadium.
famous Welsh team TNS play their games?
Who's that?
Famous Welsh team that are in the Champions League every year,
Oh, yeah.
qualifying rounds.
I like them.
TNS used to be Total Network Solutions. Now they've just blagged it and called themselves the New Saints. Do you know where they play their games?
In a park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's actually called Home
Is it,
Park.
it's an IKEA kids playpen.
They actually play in England.
Do they?
When you drive there, I went a couple of seasons ago
Cheeky
because it
that,
was the
innit?
first Champions League match in England of the season. It's like in middle of July or something.
Is it? How many rounds is that before the group stage?
A couple.
Yeah. 2 or 3.
So we drove down and you drive into Wales
Yeah.
and then you drive back out of Wales.
Yeah.
It's a stadium. You're like,
Just tricking you. Just whiz back out of Wales there.
Maybe you'll miss the sign and still think you're in Wales.
Yeah.
there you go.
So I feel like they've stopped going down the right, down Wan-Bissaka side at the
Yeah.
moment, and now they're going through. I mean, it's Barini, but
Yeah, we're sort of struggling a bit, aren't we? They're pressing
Oh
high
my.
again. Look, McTominay giving the ball away. They're doing to us what we're trying to do to them, I think.
Hey, give us you lads in the comments, let us know. Give us a like if you're happy with the Maguire transfer. Give us a downvote if you're not happy with the Maguire transfer. Let's see what everyone's saying with the old votes. Because I would think most people are generally happy with it. A couple of people moaning about the fee.
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't think anyone's like, don't get
No.
why we're getting him.
someone made a very good metaphor the other day about the Maguire transfer. It's like I bought
love a metaphor.
it was like I bought a Freddo today. Freddo's now 25p. Used to be 10p. I don't think a Freddo's worth 25p. But I wanted a Freddo. The Freddo was nice, and the Freddo was what I needed. So I got the Freddo. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, can I throw it another way for you?
Go on.
Freddo was available when it was at Sheffield United for less than 10p,
Okay.
and we've just paid £4 for it.
I'm
Fredo was at Sheffield United, is all I got from that.
Paddock conceded 4 goals from Ravel Morrison.
I wonder why they got promoted last season. They had a chocolate frog playing up front.
Have you seen the goal that they scored against Maguire for Sheffield when he was at Sheffield?
Don't worry
Like
about
the FA Youth Cup final. Oh, it was horrible.
it.
Oh, he played against us in 2011.
Yeah,
didn't he?
Ravel
Yeah.
Morrison bagged like
Morrison,
4 against him, didn't he?
Pogba, Maguire.
It's crazy the amount of talent
Yeah.
on that pitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's come through.
Yeah.
The FA Youth Cup finals, you'll find someone in every single team that's gone and had a very good career.
Yeah. But there was a bunch in that day, innit?
Yeah, there was. Bumpy.
Excited to see
Was
Ravel
Lingard
Morrison
on
back
that
in
team?
the Premier League,
Breaking
to be
well, eh?
fair.
Was in that team.
Oh,
Ball
on
from
it.
Luke Shaw out into the channel for Marcus. He's got doubled up on those, so
Yeah.
he should get rid of it. He tried to get rid of it. It got blocked.
Yeah, if you look there, before Matic came in, there was about a 30-yard radius of Luke Shaw and Rashford together, and then no other United players anywhere near, was there?
Rashford's doing well.
So they were
pressing
always
there,
going to
isn't
struggle
he?
to get it out there.
He's forced that ball over the top, which De Gea's sweeping
Yeah.
up.
But you can definitely show that the double teaming, because the guy who's meant to be up front for them, Castelletto, was the one who won the ball back.
Yeah.
Some comments in the mixer. We've got one from Twitter. Says confirms Matic is done. What happened to the press? Says
I think they're
Swen.
trying. I think they're trying to do the press, but they're also getting pressed by AC Milan. So
And they've also got Matic.
Yeah.
AC Milan are giving us possession
look,
back
we're-
to pressers.
Yeah,
Oh.
you
they're
can't
like-
press all over the pitch all
No.
the time. You have to just
yeah, you have to
choose it.
pick your time for pressing.
watch
You just
Matic.
get
Matic give the
tired.
ball away and Milan score. Can't say I'm surprised as Vintage United.
Matic
He's
just
giving
gave the ball away
there,
again.
Yeah.
like
Well, he's
Tweet us your questions. Get your comments in for the questions as well.
he was pushing up onto the edge of the box there, and that's not his game, is it? Even regardless of whether you think he's good enough or not, him, 20 yards out from goal, looking up, that's not what he's best at. You need someone else on the ball there. I think that's why we miss Pogba so much, because he can do a bit of everything.
Mata just messed up a 1-2 there with Tony Marshall, which may have been fruitful, but AC Milan now back out of the ball again. A couple of questions or comments. Tom says Matic looks so slow and fatigued. King Cantona says Matic is going to cost us points. Hugo says Maguire's quality could potentially be the difference for us. Difference between what though?
It's 5th and 4th.
6th and top 4?
Yeah, I think that's what it means.
I feel like it was the one position where it's not that it was needed a player to improve it for us to push forward. It was a player where it was like, oh God, why do we not have one at this moment in time? If we don't get this position,
I think we
we're
could
in a lot
potentially
of
have
trouble.
the best back 4 in the league, but it's about going forward as well. I don't know if we have enough depth in those areas.
I think the midfield's lacking.
Starting back 4 is pretty good. I don't know about best in the league.
I mean, if you look at
think
you
it's probably the
look
third
at the
best in
other
the league.
you look at the other top 4s. I mean, Tottenham's is very good until you get to the fullbacks, and then it
Yeah.
kind of falls apart. City's is
Better
I
than
think
ours.
it's pretty. I don't think it is.
City's
I don't think
City's is functional
I
for
don't
how
think
they
City's
play
best.
because they have the possession a lot, so the defense doesn't have to defend that much.
Who's going
Look,
to be starting fullbacks for them this year?
City. I mean, I think they're apparently
It's gonna be
making
Kyle
a bid for
Walker
Joel
and-
Cancelo from Juventus, who are now getting rid of another player.
But they're
Again,
Well, as
Again,
it stands, it's probably
Stones.
Kyle Walker and Mendy or Zinchenko.
It's
Zinchenko.
Obi Zinchenko.
Okay, so
who's good.
that's not as good as Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka.
And the centre half.
As it stands.
Kyle Walker's more proven than Wan-Bissaka, obviously.
Kyle Walker's shit, mate.
Yeah, and then their centre backs. Yeah, maybe you're right. But because they concede so few goals, you just assume
Tottenham
that
fans
they're
actively
defensively
cheered
really
when
good.
they got rid of Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker's so
I think
good.
Liverpool's back five
He
is
has
better
a-
than ours.
Liverpool is, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say Liverpool's, but I don't know.
City's-
I think if they
City's
play
definitely is.
Gomez.
But their system allows a lot.
Negates for a lot of that. Doesn't
I think it depends with Liverpool. If they play Matip, I think
Yeah, they need
there's-
another centre back.
you can get around
Yeah,
Matip if you're an attacking player.
Liverpool's falls apart as soon as you remove Van Dijk out of it, but that
But
was
luckily
the case
for
before.
them, none of their big players get injured ever somehow. That front three.
I've been waiting for that front three
Van
to get
Dijk,
an
I
injury
know.
for ages.
Salah hasn't, apart from the Champions League final, he doesn't seem to have been injured in 2
Surely
years.
this is the season
What?
where one of them gets injured.
Let's not wish injuries on people.
No, we're not wishing
But then-
injuries.
but then-
Calm as a
We're not
motherfucker,
wishing
man.
injuries.
You
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
see me wishing
But then
it.
No,
the
we
thing was, is this
Just like
season,
he gets arrested and locked up or something, that'll do.
Yeah, that'll be alright.
well, this season,
If he gets caught killing a dog on camera or
Oh.
something. We don't want to see it.
that was your go-to, Joe. That was
Well, I don't-
actually
well,
your
I thought,
go-to.
why
We
is
went
it
we
that-
went for don't wish an injury on him, don't wish to him
Wish an
prison.
injury on an innocent, helpless dog instead. Yeah, take it back.
Just having to kill a dog.
Insurance fraud.
Yes. The victimless crime. Those insurance companies get what's coming to them finally. Any more comments?
So we don't get Joe's view on legal proceedings.
37 minutes gone, 1-1. Started off very well and flattened out. Tried to come back into it
Oh,
recently.
I thought there was no
I
one
didn't
there
see
for a second.
Romo there on the camera.
Milan pressing us very effectively. I want to see how we get out of this because
We don't.
We lose
have
it,
to give it
and
them back and we're starting again.
Because
Wan
we are gonna have
Bissaka
to
is in
learn how to deal
acres
with
of
it.
Yeah, we are.
space.
City and Liverpool are going to make us learn how to deal with it.
See what's happened again here.
All out.
They beat us with the press one time. When we win the ball back, all of a sudden there's a lot of space behind. We didn't make anything from it from that time, but the goal came from that, didn't it? They won the ball, we won it back off them, and then all of a sudden they've pressed too high and there's space behind.
What are you telling
So
me?
Rashford again.
What did you say to me a minute
Was that a
ago?
cross?
Oh, shut up, you weapon.
We
with what?
What,
Mason
with Tammy
Mount?
Abraham? Do me a favour.
We've got a Chelsea fan saying that we're going to get pressed beyond belief in the first game of the
By
season.
Tammy Abraham.
Frank Lampard has nothing tactically from that Derby side. Has nothing special.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I don't-
he got
I-
that job.
I don't get why Frank. I mean, Frank. I know why they gave him the job. They gave him the job because of all the history. But like Frank Lampard got the same position as Steve McLaren did, and he wasn't getting bailed out by
points as well.
top quality
He got
loans
lucky.
from the clubs from like Liverpool and Chelsea.
I think
And he got he
We
did
are
no
in
better, and he
danger of
didn't
a
show any
slight
difference.
Pot
Like it
Hell
wasn't
Black
like
situation though, aren't we? To be fair, we're not a million miles away from doing what they obviously. Solskjaer's a much more. He's won a lot
Good
more.
looking man.
He's won a lot more than Lampard did,
He's
but
well lovely.
yeah,
Gives better hugs.
gives way better hugs. I bet he does give.
I mean, he has the.
Oh, that is a
oh
ball.
my
Good
god!
save there by De
tell you
Gea.
what.
A cross that no one touched at all there
No Pogba, no party, says Harry Pacific.
so far.
It's a very good
True
comment,
that.
to be honest. It's absolutely bang on.
I feel like they have the ability to make the pass. Some of the players on the pitch, like we said about Pereira's passing range, has the ability to make the pass. I just feel like Pogba has that that eye for it.
It's from
he knows
deep.
when he just anticipates people doing it, and he just hits it.
Matic has just declined throughout the game. Like
Yeah.
now, it's showing on him.
Strange, isn't it? It's weird how
Yeah,
because
it's so
he
weird.
was so good when he first came in, and he just filled a gap that we didn't have at all.
Well, he was bought by Mourinho to do a Mourinho job.
He just doesn't.
When
he looks
it's not the
so out of his
Mourinho
depth
job.
now.
This is it. Systems play such a massive, important part in what teams do. Like, someone like Raheem Sterling would look so bad in this United team, where you could put most of our forwards in there and they would look equally as good as Raheem Sterling has done at City.
Yeah.
Systems make a massive difference.
And I think the knowledge of that is why Lukaku is being valued almost
there-
as the same as Dybala.
there we go,
by
Rojo going through the
Juventus
back
and
of
by
someone.
United, because in a system that Juventus play,
Rojo, the
Lukaku could be a
tackle.
top player.
I'm
He
still
is
surprised.
a top player.
Yeah.
He's not. He doesn't suit what we're trying to do now.
No, exactly.
And the timber he put on definitely affected him.
Yeah, but everyone's saying that Dybala's worth way more than Lukaku. They can't believe they're willing to swap him. People who know a lot more about football than the people who are saying that do seem to think they're worth about the same because he's a top player. But yeah, he just doesn't work for us
Even though
anymore.
he scored quite a lot of goals at United in his first season, not so much last season, but he scored near enough a goal a game for Belgium in this time. So, what's the common denominator with why Falcao, Zlatan to a certain extent, all of these forwards, even RVP after Fergie left,
Yeah.
generally failed.
I think Zlatan gave us what we expected. Really, was it 27, 28 goals?
I think it was 20, yeah, something like
And then he was
29
injured
maybe.
in March.
Yeah.
So I think the problem with us is that we never bought that striker in. Because when we went into the season as just Zlatan, that was disappointing from United's part because we could have done better that season.
Well, that's how it goes, isn't it? You buy Zlatan, you play Zlatan.
Yeah.
You don't rotate with people.
Yeah, I've never seen a player back up his ego so much as Ibrahimovic.
Fair play to him.
I mean, like what was it? It's like I'm a Ferrari in a league full of Fiats, and against him, like Carlos Vela's a fraud basically, and then he went and scored a perfect hat
I
trick.
mean,
and
that was what you call backing up your shit talking
Yeah.
on it in unbelievable fashion. I was chatting to someone the other day about contracts and that, and I was asking about whether that 25% Champions League pay cut is true, and it is actually bang on. And he said, but it's a couple of players who don't have it, and he goes, I think Pogba might be one. He goes, but I know for a fact Zlatan was one. He was like, no, I'm not having that.
Well, you're not giving me a pay cut.
No, he's just like, nah.
I'd like to be the lawyer who tried to argue that he should have it. I wouldn't like to be the lawyer that tried to argue that he should have it.
Can you imagine how easy being Zlatan's agent is? Because you can't talk any more shit than he could talk.
Yeah, he just comes in and does it for you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You just sit there and
You
tick
just sit
boxes.
there and go, need a pen?
Yeah.
You just get Zlatan in the room for one meeting. He just doesn't have to say anything. He just sits silently in his chair and stares down the other guy, and you're fine. Give him whatever he wants.
He's like, I want 5 years. He's like, you're 37 years of age. You're off your head. And he goes, 5 years.
All right,
And he
yeah.
go, okay.
Go on, man. You can have it.
I would love to have seen what his actual level at 27, 28 would have been. If he hadn't have... I mean, where was he at that age?
Under
He was
Ferguson.
Probably still in Italy.
In Milan.
I think, yeah.
Between Barca and Milan, I think, are on there.
Yeah. When he instead of going to Milan, if he'd have come to United from
Did
Barca.
5 years at United.
Oh, under Ferguson.
I think it might have been AC.
AC are dancing for us here at the moment, actually.
Yeah.
United a little bit on the ropes. Half time, probably.
Yeah.
I think it's
Can't
coming
come
from midfield, this, honestly. Like,
I think Fred would help in the midfield. We need more legs in midfield.
I think Scott McTominay's done
Go on,
well
Rashford.
defensively, but
Marcus doing a
again
very
breaking
good
out
rundown.
by himself with his Marshall making a
pace
run
on
in the middle
Rashford
there.
there. Oh,
Marcus, brilliant tackle.
He sort of
Casillas.
hesitated making that run through for
think
the
he saw
1-2.
the slide coming.
yeah, you don't want to do that in pre-season.
Just knew his ankle
No,
was
not
going
when
to
he's a guy
go.
that's been as injured as he has as well. Ollie looks a bit...
Well, it looks to have aged about like
I
10
can't imagine
years.
the pressure that you're under at this job.
No. A little.
I mean, Mourinho was discussing it the other day. They did an exclusive interview with him, and he said it's like the loneliest job in the world. It's like you're alone with your thoughts, you're everything, and like you're the only one who thinks everything, and you think like no one knows.
no one understands.
No one understands.
Crying
But
into his
I mean, yeah.
pillow.
I mean, it might be okay. It's
Ooh.
Mourinho talking about Mourinho.
Lindelof
Milan
slipped
through
there,
here.
they're in.
Lindelof fell over.
Oh, great save by
De
De
Gea's
Gea.
doing well.
Still on here though, by the looks of it.
This is a very strange game to watch, isn't it? Like,
I think this game changes. If we had Paul Pogba instead of Matic,
yeah.
I think we control that
This
midfield
is
Yeah,
a lot
definitely.
better.
We're just We need more legs in there.
Under the monitor over there, you see the black and white bread.
Milan again with the cross in there. Who is it? Barini spinning around, falling on the floor.
I think that might be
Piatek,
Piatek.
maybe.
Piatek, yeah.
Piatek, a goal in him.
I feel like Pogba's a sort of player, like, because a lot of the chances on each side just come from just people just trying to boot it up in the air and everything. Like, if Pogba's there, he just literally gets the ball, he stops it, and then it just gives him about 2 seconds just to understand where everyone is. And I feel that's what Pogba does. I feel like in the sort of, like, I've seen better dribblers than Paul Pogba, but in that sort of like circle around himself, on the ball, no one seems to be able to get it off him. No one seems to be able to control it as well as him. But it kind of, that's what
ball control's insane. You mix that with his physicality and his size. He just keeps the ball unlike anyone else we've got in the team.
Yeah, and with that sort of like backing behind him, he has the confidence that this team seems to be lacking, where they're just booting it away, and trying to losing control.
We just look like we're lacking a real quality and a real like presence on the pitch as well. I think had 2 holding midfielders that are as immobile. Not that McTominay's is particularly still, but they're both so big and quite sort of cumbersome. That holding pair there, I think we struggle to bring the ball out in.
I think second half we bring Pereira back next to McTominay.
Maybe
Or bring Fred on. Or maybe Fred and bring on James from Matic and probably swap it a bit around.
I mean, right, lads, we are on the cusp of half time. It's 30 seconds to go. What do you lads think? Do you make any changes at half time? I think before everyone just goes, get rid of Matic, obviously. But like, give us more than that. Like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at bring Fred on? Are you looking at bring Pereira back? Maybe bring James on to help stretch them. Maybe bring Greenwood on to give us a bit more of a threat in the final third. What do you reckon?
I've just realised we were talking about Freddos before. We have literally got Fred on the bench. Who is our little Freddo, isn't it?
He is our little Freddo.
I'd take my.
It's called Fredge, actually.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's how you pronounce it.
Do you?
Fredge.
Oh, God. Like a fridge, but
with an E.
Yeah.
Fredge.
So half time then, 1-1. What do you reckon? What's your analysis of the first half so far? Or the game so far?
We've been clinical, which is good.
Yeah. But does that mean a lack of chances?
That's my it, though.
That's a nice way of saying we've not made many chances, isn't it?
Anything else, Steve? No.
Anything else?
Fine.
Yeah.
I think there's something in midfield lacking. Someone to bring the ball forward again. There's obviously Pogba. But the other issue we've got is that obviously McTominay's done really well in those defensive areas. I think he's stopped attacks where he's dropped into the right positions. But Matic is meant to be that guy then to bring the ball out, and he hasn't got that ability. So I'll bring Fred in.
Because we're talking about the diamond, it's not been a diamond, has it? It has been the 2 holding midfielders and then the width from Rashford and Pereira. And I think that Mata is almost given too much of a job to do. I think that he can't get back and pick the ball up 40 yards out and bring it forward through the pitch like Pogba can do. I think he's struggled a little bit there.
Some comments there from people then saying, bring the kids on, Greenwood on, Fred on, and Pogba, of course. I don't think Pogba's on the bench, actually.
He hasn't trouble at all.
No, Pogba's not playing.
And if you're enjoying the content so far, like the video and hit subscribe and the notification button, and come and join us for every single Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup, and every other little sort of thing as well. Did you know, and I'm going to chat to you, I might as well ask you straight on air actually as well. United are in the Checker Trade trophy.
Checkertrade.com.
Them, right?
Yeah.
Which will be a under-21s or under-23 team that we field. I'm trying to think how I word this. There's a couple of our players that are in the first team that want to play in this game.
Oh, that's good. And will you tell us who that is in 10 months like you were with that other secret?
No, in about an hour.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think this is a very good thing for United.
Yeah, definitely.
How do we cover this at Paddock?
It depends. What days are the games on? The midweek?
The first one is Tuesday, which has been well under-advertised. That's it. So I was like, hang on, what? Yeah. We might be going... we probably are going. I don't know if I've got Paddock with it yet, but I've got Rio Ferdinand on the warm-down in London on Tuesday.
Lovely.
And I think when I get back, I can't make it over to Rotherham in time for the kickoff because we're away to Rotherham. So I would like... to cover it, but I don't know how. Some questions there on the screen. Let's have a look at those one. We don't need someone like Bruno. We need them more like Ndidi. I totally agree on that one. What do you reckon about Mandzukic? Lads, what do you think about Mandzukic?
I think I've made my point before. I think Mandzukic is... it's one of those signings that you see teams that are trying to push for the top 4 just make like... And it doesn't seem to be registered like everyone's like, oh, we spent 100 million on this player, but it's like that player who gets you 5-6 goals, but they're all important.
Do you want Liverpool sign Shaqiri? I thought, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But I like that plan B sort of signing.
Yeah, and I think if we're getting rid of Lukaku as well, I don't think if we end up keeping Lukaku and we get Mandzukic, I think we're just too full of big boys up top. But if we lose Lukaku, we get Dybala and Mandzukic, and he's 33, but he's known for his work rate. Like that Champions League quarterfinal, I think it was Juventus against Barca. He was their like left back. He played sort of like as a wing back almost. His work rate is excellent for a man of his size and for a man of his age as well. I think he'd be a really good signing.
But yeah, he has a different tactic, obviously, with the thing up front. But his defensive numbers from the front are ridiculous.
Brilliant.
Like he outranks everyone.
He's almost like that sort of Fellaini player as well, but he's more clinical.
Yeah,
he's a striker
he
that
intercepts,
you
he
can chip
wins
the
it
ball
back,
up to rather than
I think
a midfielder.
there's not many, or I won't say there's not many. I think he is the best pressing striker right now that I've seen, and I think that's why Allegri did move him out wide. And it, when you watch it, I bet Juve fans didn't like seeing him at that left wing spot, but you see him in the Champions League final playing at left wing, and I think that was down to his pressing to be able to stop those attacking players in the big European games. Played in the World Cup.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that pressing and that energy up. Now he is 33. Maybe he'll lose some of that. Yeah. But I think if he's part of a deal that sees Lukaku go the other way, we are in need of someone like that.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Because I think we've very much sort of started to settle our plan A down.
Yeah.
But you are going to come across a need for a plan B. Without a shadow.
Always.
His hold-up play is good as well. He's very good at the hold-up. So I could see him, being someone that he can bring on to press or to hold the play up, which would be great.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I think Dybala's a sort of... He's one of those where... How quick is he? How quick is Dybala? Is he that much faster than Mata? Because I think the one thing that Mata's lacking is pace. Everyone knows that.
He is faster than... I'd say he's faster than Mata.
I know everyone's faster than Mata. I've seen...
Apparently Luke Shaw not, but Luke Shaw seems to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Well,
how funny
don't lie, did it?
Yeah, that was...
How funny was that
Lukaku
last night?
absolutely...
It was a bit tight about Lukaku one. I think apparently he was in a bit of trouble for that because that's...
What a weird thread that was.
Asked. Do you think he cares?
No.
What a weird thread that was, though. Like the Lakers tweeting Lukaku, and then him saying, "I want to move to the Lakers."
That's just like, get out.
I'll go anywhere at this
I'll play
point.
basketball. Let's do it.
I have made a mistake, and I just want to leave.
rather
We
play
saw
with
him at
LeBron
the Collar
James.
event, didn't we, in Singapore on our last day while we was on pre-season?
Yeah.
And how checked out did Lukaku look? The whole thing.
The only time he looked happy was when the presenter on stage asked Ashley Young to do kick-ups, and Lukaku absolutely burst out
actually,
laughing.
can we let's go into this one actually because Ashley Young can't do kick-ups.
Well, we don't know that he can't do
Wait a
kick-ups,
second. So,
but
like,
the reaction-
is it like that Theo Hernandez Madrid video where he just literally
I
keeps
don't-
kicking
I
it
can't
like
bear
No,
that?
he didn't even get to
Makes
that.
me feel so
because
embarrassed and sad.
Like, they had 4 professional footballers and Phil Jones on the on the podium, and she's like, "Let's get one of you guys to do some kick-ups."
Oh, God.
Ashley and Lukaku was like, "Ah!" So you're like, well, that reaction was a bit on top. So they give it James to do instead.
Yeah. Maybe surely he can do kick-ups, can't he?
I mean, you've seen him play.
Yeah, but he used to be a bit of a skillful winger at Watford and Villa.
Seth Trolling says, "Stop slagging Matter off." Who's slagging Matter off? Saying he's a slow player is just a factual thing.
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
not
slagging
quick,
him
is
off.
he?
He's got a touch of a god, but
Yeah.
his
And
weakness
we
is
were-
that he is slow.
We were touting him as a potential captain earlier in the half, so we're not slagging him off. It's just
We're just
bringing
saying
the ball through.
He has
from that
other
position.
attributes which help him work around the fact that he's slower. But if you just want a faster break, then I feel like that's why we're saying that maybe someone like Dybala would come in to give you that sort of mobility.
And also, as much I
Not sure how
think
they play together.
in his prime, Mata, he'll get you a goal every 3 games, which is excellent for his position. But he hasn't had that kind of return in the last couple of seasons, and that's something Dybala will give you. Dybala can get 20 goals in a season because he's done it before, whereas Mata, increasingly so, seems like he can't do that.
Yeah.
So especially if we're losing Lukaku, who, regardless of whether you like him or not, is a proven goal scorer.
I mean, if this Suso plays Cam, I'll take
he
him at
looks
this
good,
point.
doesn't he? Yeah,
I'm a fan of Suso.
he looks really good.
He can play on the right as well, and that would be
Yeah.
just
we'll get in then.
yeah.
Let's get Suso instead then, guys.
If Solskjaer's watching,
Sorted.
just taking a minute to look on Stretford Paddock
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
in the middle of the game.
You've got nothing better to do, have you?
Subscribe me.
Subscribe, I'm hoping everyone in the comments is currently doing.
Yeah, you have subscribed, haven't you?
Yeah, you won't
Haven't
come round
you?
here and not subscribe, would you?
I mean, why would you do that?
Hurt Steve's feelings like that.
There's no need for that, is there?
No, when he was getting changed earlier, thinking of Matt Harris, thinking about the subscribers as well, weren't you?
Some Saturday afternoon.
What do you want to see in the second half then? What are you expecting?
More goals, brother. It's the last game of pre-season. Let's have some goals.
So here's the goal. You see Matic there.
So it's playing out the back. We've gone to Matic in the 6, who got pressed to death, lost the ball. He followed the ball instead of staying with the man that he probably should have stayed with.
Yeah.
And Suso's
That
absolutely
reminds me of the Wolves goal last season, where we tried to play it out to Fred, and Fred just completely lost.
Would you say that's 100% Matic's fault? Obviously, we've been slightly critical of him pre-season, but do you think there should have been someone on there for that pass more easily to him, or do you think that's just his fault?
He loses control. He loses it in his feet.
Look, man. Forget about the wages that they're on or anything like that. You're a top-class football. You're an international. You play for United. You're a 1% of the 1%. You should be able to take a ball. Mm-hmm. You should be able to control a ball and take a ball.
And if he sees this 2 men coming to him, he could always give the ball back to De Gea.
Now, do you know, I've been trying to scout Longstaff because initially I was like, why the hell are we into this kid that's 8 games into his career? What I will say that kid's got going for him is he takes a ball under pressure, phenomenal, in that area, and then steps out of the pitch with it. Yeah. So if United have identified that one very, very specific need, which stops at least 3 goals last season, and this one,
if not more,
like, okay,
we gain more points.
Not 50 million, that's mental. But.
Yeah, that we gained more points from it because there was, especially that Wolves one, that we completely bottled that game after that. So
the cup game or the league game. Which one was that? I can't remember.
Both. I mean, I feel like both had a bit of a mistake.
The Fred mistake.
Yeah, the Fred mistake was.
Do you reckon we have Wan-Bissaka as the last man covering there? Because I reckon you're mental if you don't.
What from?
Think about where we conceded the goal from, where it bounced in front of Luke Shaw against Wolves, and the same thing happened against. Was it Huddersfield? Like he's got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
Do you think Wan-Bissaka deals with that a million times better?
So that's where you have like a centre back like Bailey, just like where like an absolute nutter who just runs at the guy and he's like, if I give away a penalty, at least it's not a goal.
Yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka's the ideal man for that. Really,
in the sort of sense, it's like Wan-Bissaka is the one.
Great tackler, as quick as anyone. Yeah, he's an ideal sort of last man, isn't he, for that kind of scenario?
I feel like I'm gonna say I feel like Wan-Bissaka's. I mean, we've seen it this game. Wan-Bissaka's strength is also going to be United's weakness because people. Especially AC Milan this game have realised they're not getting past him. So they're just absolutely abusing Shaw, and Shaw doesn't seem to be able. He'll handle it most.
And now we know he's slow as well. We always thought he was quick, didn't we?
No, I mean he handles it some of the time.
Talking about Luke Shaw, he's fast, and I was like, slowest player in the team according to the things that went out last night.
But I reckon
he works hard.
I reckon he was probably eating chips when they blew the whistle or something. He was just what, and then he set off.
You're gonna get like
it was max speed. So that's what the little modem thing that they've got in the shirts at the back.
Yeah,
it's tracked what your max speed.
How is that possible? I know it's of it, but
is it max speed over a distance or is it acceleration?
How is he slower than Juan Mata?
So he doesn't include acceleration.
How is he slower than Juan Mata?
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's not as quick.
But I mean, we see him play though. We see he doesn't get done for pace by wingers very often. He doesn't get. Is that a mental thing? Because we see people fly past Juan Mata and he can't catch him up.
I was having
we don't see that so much with Shaw.
Shaw can use the touchline.
Yeah,
I was having this discussion with one of my mates. It's like because I wasn't sure if exactly how it was registered. Was it like it registered in acceleration, or it was just like they were running for ages?
Which is why Lukaku looks so good.
Because the fact is, that's what I mean. Because Lukaku is really slow at getting up to speed. So I would feel like he may be really fast.
It could have been.
But he never gets to that chance because on a
they wear them trackers all the way through training, and they might have had a specific session where they might have put them through 60-meter sprints, 20-meter sprints. They might have put them through. I saw when we did the Pro Evo launch, there was some results up in the changing room with different players. It had total distance ran. Quickest, which was different to top speed for some reason.
Right.
So quickest was different to the max speed achieved.
Well, that makes sense.
And then it was... I can't remember what the other one was. Well, most sprints.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether they've tracked him in a training game. I don't know whether they've tracked him in the course of a training session, which might have conditioned games and drills that they're rolled through. I don't know. But there was a few different metrics on there. But it was the exact same tests and the exact same thingies.
Because there was I don't know if it was, I think it might have been United that put it out, or some stats that came out anyway that was talking about comparing pre-season this year to last year, and it was like 35% more sprints, 10% more distance covered, like stuff that we are doing more running and more sprinting. So I guess that comes from those same trackers. Yeah. So they're tracking everything, aren't they? Why would they not be tracking everything? Anything that you can think of, they're tracking.
Lukaku's so out the door already. He doesn't give a shit, man.
I know. He'll put Ollie's phone number up on his WhatsApp next. Before, like, here's Ollie's phone number. Here's what his kids are called, and that. Like, here's his credit card number. He doesn't care anymore. He just don't care. Yeah, it's a bit tight though, isn't it? Putting that up. You know.
Do you know what? If he only just screenshot the first top three,
well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's all right.
It was the way he went.
Or put the list up and blur everyone out.
Thing that's gone max speed and zoomed out.
Max speed.
But yeah, I think if it was 20 yards or 10 yards, like time to cover 20 yards, I don't think he'd be near the top of that. Where Shaw maybe would, because his acceleration is better and his turning. If it was, coming round a cone or something, round a cone and sprinting 10 yards off that, acceleration and agility, he's not going to shine in that.
Phil Jones, not applicable.
Phil Jones is the cone.
Is the cone.
I think he would struggle in that. But yeah, we know he's fast. When he gets going, of course he's fast. He's like a horse. But he's those first 10 yards.
See, the stats, AC Milan flipped it round now. They've had 5 shots, 2 on target.
Got that possession.
Really ramped up that possession now as well on top of us. Better pass accuracy as well. They've actually improved that because they was around mid-80s, I believe, last time. They dominated that second half of the first half, so it's on us now to get this back. Wonder if there's going to be any changes. Teams are starting to walk out, so we will know in a second.
The coveted International Champions Cup on the line, as I said before. You any more interested in winning that yet?
I mean,
can I not convince you into wanting to win it?
Everybody woke up this morning and went, today will not be complete unless we are the International Cup Champions Cup winners.
Cup final, wasn't it?
That was exactly how I woke up this morning.
Yeah. We need to win with a certain amount of goals.
I think we've already
we need to win by 3.
Lose, isn't it?
No, Benfica have like 9 goal difference compared to everyone else.
It looks as though it's the same team coming back out, or largely the same team at least.
It's the International Champions Cup. You can play anyone.
It doesn't make sense, though. You don't play the same team.
It's like the Intertoto Cup.
Yeah, we need to see a bit more of this after.
I feel like they're going to not make any changes. Yeah.
Hey, Emiliano there. I'll tell you what. That's a man that just does chest and sunbed all day long.
He's so red and so buff. It's unbelievable.
He walks around with a weird swagger, and he was on the phone all the time.
Yeah, just like, 10 more minutes on the sunbed before I go out tonight. Honestly, he's so red in real life. He's great. He looks great. God bless him.
Nice guy though.
Yeah.
We heckled him every time we saw him.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave signed the thing, didn't he? And he'd just be like, hey.
yeah, he's really nice. They all seem to be really nice, didn't they? Everyone we saw at the coaching staff and everything. Everyone was really nice and friendly and that.
Got cuddle off that matter. That's probably the highlight.
Might just sit on the pitch.
I don't think there's been any changes.
Yeah, there's 2 giants at the edge of the.
Can't wait for the 60th minute.
What?
Are you slightly concerned that we haven't been linked with anyone in that position?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you think we just don't think we need it?
We've been linked with Sean Longstaff, haven't we? But it's gone quiet.
Yeah.
I think we probably was in for Sean Longstaff to a certain degree. But when they go, it's 50 million, we're like, all right, mate. I mean, that's like paying 90 quid for a Fredo. Yeah. So.
How can they say he's worth 50 million? If they just are willing to not sell him.
I feel like
Let me tell you about this fella called Mike Ashley.
Sounds like a nice guy. Keep talking.
It sounds like an absolute whopper.
Has he got a track record of being a lovely human being by any chance?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think everything he's ever done has gone perfectly.
Does he look like a pie?
He's got a track record of Matic again though, with a ball over the top for Rashford.
So he can play a pass though. That's the thing with Matic.
But he's going to play another good 10 minutes then.
Rashford stands him up, comes on the inside. Where's the ball? You got to get rid of it.
Shaw's took that line inside the fullback there rather than overlapping.
Dwelled on it too long. Did Shaw touch that or did you?
No, Shaw touched it. Yeah. I think he touched
Shaw
it.
should have come out there a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of space there.
I think we're trying to learn that pass inside. The fullback underlaps rather than the overlap all the time, which is something in my lifetime United have never really done.
Underlapping fullbacks? Ever used to do it.
Okay, yeah, maybe ever used to do it, but generally it's we haven't really done that. So I think all this whole squad are trying to learn something they've never done before. It used to be the overlap. You see Neville coming over the outside,
win a title.
Yeah,
we've not done that.
No, we haven't done that. Not in my lifetime. It doesn't feel like it.
Well, I suppose we've got utter champions like Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, and
ironically, two of the players that have actually won.
What is he
But
doing?
Joe, what that shows what they were. They were backup players in a championship-winning team, and that is what they should be.
There were backup players who what Ferguson thought was going to be the next big thing.
Okay, we all make mistakes, right?
Yeah, let's not knock Ferguson's ability to scout a player.
Fergie should have been allowed to relegate us with what he did, and everyone just go, cool. So should Ranieri in Leicester. To be honest. That annoyed me when they got rid of him.
Then again, it worked though, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, did it? Did they win the
I mean, like you look at some of the, you look at some
That was the only.
Well, yeah. Did he win the league with them? Right. Has anyone else won the league since? Well, so he wasn't justified then, was there? And also, they sold all of the players who won in the league.
Yeah. Back onto Mike Ashley.
Shut up, we're having a rant.
I was going to say about Mike Ashley and then getting rid of managers. Even getting rid of Rafa Benitez. Rafa Benitez not signing a new contract because he's not getting backed. And then the minute they appoint Steve Bruce, you're just going like, oh yeah, 40 million on this striker. Was one of the weirdest
then they've just
passages
spent a lot
of
on
Benitez is shit,
Maximum as well.
Yeah, Steve didn't like Benitez.
No, Benitez is a good manager.
I think what he did for Newcastle was good. I mean, like,
What he did at Valencia?
Oh, maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Not relevant.
Oh, okay.
If that's relevant, then Jose Mourinho's winning the Champions League with Porto is equally as relevant.
I think it is. I think that's one of the things that makes Mourinho a top manager is what he did at Porto.
But then he followed Jose around everywhere, didn't he, basically? Chelsea and Inter, and did way worse
Madrid
with those teams.
as well.
Way
Was he
worse.
in Madrid before?
Well, he took
Who
over.
went from
he took
Madrid
after
to
Ancelotti,
Napoli.
wasn't it?
Did he?
Was it Ancelotti who took over after?
I
and
think-
then they brought Zidane in, who only went and won the Champions League with a team that he had in like 7th or something like that.
Yeah, 3 years in a row.
How do you fail with Ronaldo? Rafa Benitez. Fluke to fucking Champions League win with Liverpool, and everyone pipes him off like he's relevant. He's shit, mate. Proper shit.
United having more of the ball in the final third so far. I mean, it's only 3 minutes in, but we didn't do this at all for the last 20 minutes of the first half, did we?
Yeah, well, give it 10 more minutes, we'll probably go.
Sit back
do
again.
exactly what we did.
Yeah, I think they've had a kick up the arse at half time though. I mean, as much as you do in pre-season, but they're just.
At this point, Abdul is willing that 10-minute thing down.
Leicester have a quality squad. Their midfield is tasty. I want to. Their midfield three starts in our midfield. Minus Pogba, their midfield murders ours. And we haven't got Pogba at the moment. That if you put Maddison in here for Mata, and then Tielemans and then Didi in for McTominay and Matic, how complete does that team look then?
Yeah.
Leicester's midfield smokes ours.
Leicester's team is just scary in general. Like it's just like I feel like they're the sort of team that you could look at.
Everton, Wolves, Leicester. I mean, even to an extent, Watford. I think Watford might suffer this year.
So my question to you is they've got this great team. Why do they finish 10th every year?
I don't think they will. I think they'll
Leicester.
finish. I think they'll push up this season.
Well,
Again, owners getting rid of managers.
Yeah.
Idiots.
no, I think
Should still be Claudio and
I
Ranieri.
think getting Brendan Rodgers was the right move for them. I think he's played that 4-3-3 system. It's like a sort of B-Tech version of what City have done.
It's got to be offside.
I think he's
I don't
on.
think he
He
was.
was on.
I think McTominay might have played him through then,
He was on, and
You
that's
have like playing the 2-3-8s ahead of Ndidi, who's at DM, and that's like sort of the top level. Sort of you want to be playing in midfield. It's just the rest of the team isn't exactly.
Yeah, because they've still got Vardy. They've got that. The defense is pretty good. Ricardo Pereira is really good. Maguire's good.
Chilwell's pretty good.
Chilwell's
Johnny
good.
Evans is
And yet
good.
they just. What is it about a team like that just can't have the consistency of some like the
Because they've
teams
got a
above?
good 11, but the squad's not.
The squad's not good enough, and they don't really have anyone that's truly world class either in there, do they?
No, but they have a lot of very good players,
Yeah,
and sometimes that with a good system.
Yeah.
That's all they needed to go and win the league the way they did.
Oh yeah,
And it was a surprise when they did it, obviously.
but Mahrez and Vardy played like world class players for that season.
And
didn't they?
Kante. And
And Kante, of course, who is
Kante,
world-class.
made Rob
Rob Hoof, let's not be honest, like Robert Hoof is a bit of a joke figure, but he was top for them that season. And he was an absolute set piece don.
Yeah, and so was Morgan as well. That
That was
centre-back
such a
pairing
one
was
season
brilliant.
team though, because like both of them are like.
I mean, I think
34,
I think there was an
Leicester are asked. Leicester fans woke up and go, I seen us win the league.
We won the league.
I still can't.
I remember they had an interview with Rob Hoof, and he was just like, "How did you go out and win the league? How were you able to defend for that long and play 38 games?" And he just went, Kante. He was like,
Kante,
didn't even beat around the bush. He was just like, yeah, Kante.
Yeah, I think he would be my number one choice for if United could sign any midfielder. It would be Kante.
No. The ship has sailed on him.
Do you think?
Indeed.
I don't know. I think as good as Ndidi is, I don't think he's ever proven himself to have that real top level that we've seen from Kante over the years. He's only like 28.
I think what I've seen from McTominay in the defensive area is what Ndidi has given to Leicester. It's just that progressing the ball. I think we missed someone that's going to have to do a bit of both. We did have that a bit with Herrera. Well, I don't know. It really depends on the system that we play. If we're playing a 4-2-3-1.
But then also, why was it that Herrera struggled to...
Is this Lindelof in the attacking third?
Yes, it is. One matter with on the ball on the edge of the box, just passed it straight.
I don't get the Herrera.
As much as a fan favourite he was, he struggled to cement his place under 3 different managers.
That is a fair argument.
No.
By people who know football as well as the coaches and the 3 sets of coaches.
Why our best run?
Can I just say...
He always became first choice by the end of the season.
Can I just say Lindelof has gone down clutching his ankle, and I'm having flashbacks that we might have just signed Maguire. Smalling and Jones might still waiting.
Oh no, I think someone stood on him. Someone stood on him.
His fostered on.
Someone hurt his feelings as well, which is one of the worst injuries you can have as a player. I should know.
Smalling's just started like sitting up in his chair waiting to come on.
Like a meerkat ready to come on.
Tofu boy. Honestly, you want to see a photograph of Chris Smalling when he was Steak Smalling versus Tofu Smalling that there is now, and you just go, that's an athlete. Now it just looks like a guy that sells wooden beads.
I mean, if Lindelof, if you want to come off and just be fine for Chelsea, so I don't have to.
I think he looks alright. I think he just got stood on, didn't he?
Yeah, I'd whip him off anyway and get Sean Xavier on. Just why risk?
Yeah,
why
exactly.
a week out from the season? Why, if there's any risk, there's no doubt whatsoever.
Do you see Jurgen Klopp was complaining about when the season started this morning? He was on about why is it so early? Why isn't it like in the Italian league where it's like the 28th?
Go fucking manage in
the
there.
Italian league then, yeah.
I mean, it's like the winter break one is always the one that gets me.
I think they'll have a very slow start.
But during the winter break, you still play the same amount of bastard games.
Tackle.
I know.
That was another great tackle by.
It's so going under the radar how good his tackling now is because we're 6 games in and
yeah, just ignore it now. Yeah, oh, he's done it again. Of course he has.
So Wan-Bissaka tackled the guy.
Yeah.
So,
I think they'll have a slow start, Liverpool. They've got the 2 Super Cups, basically. Well, Community Shield, the Super Cup. They've not had a great pre-season. Mane played late.
Have they even played yet, those 3? Have their front 3 played any games yet?
Not 2 of them have. Firmino, Salah last game.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was their first game though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which isn't good. Like and the problem is the amount of points City have been getting. If they drop points in 3 of their first 10 games, they're not winning the league. It's insane.
None of their players really came from the World Cup, though, did they? If you look at that does have an effect, playing in those international tournaments.
Yeah, definitely.
People underrate that.
Well, look how bad our start was. We had half the team in the semis.
Exactly,
Yeah.
It all matters.
I mean, if you look at those front 3s that we're going to be going up against, I saw some people. Obviously, we've seen the Mane, Salah, Firmino one. We've seen obviously Sterling, Aguero, Mahrez or Sane or whoever decides to rotate in. But I saw someone the other day saying, "Oh, now with Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe, Arsenal now have one of the best front 3s."
It's a shame they haven't got any defenders.
Yeah, it was just a difference that they didn't realise that they were basically saying that Pepe would make them up 30 goals.
I think Pepe, no one knows how good he is. Let's be honest. He scored quite a lot of goals in France, which sometimes it translates like it did with Hazard. Sometimes it doesn't.
Recently have come from Liga. I mean,
they're all midfield. They're all like those really nippy midfielders.
It is a good league to pick up from, especially if you look at the second division there. In France in general, it's just that the league itself isn't as competitive.
I didn't realize how
Memphis looks.
I didn't realize how many goals Pepe had scored from penalties until I realized that Dembele was the second after Mbappe with like 31.
Yeah,
Dembele was like the most from open play with 14, and I was. But in this chart,
just outside on the edge.
It wasn't
of the
good
third.
in African combinations.
Pereira, Marshall's come out wide. Rashford's dropped in the box. We do seem to have a little bit of lack of movement. The fullbacks seem to have stayed back as well. Shaw's bombing in back stick. He's found him and he's knocked it back down for Rashford inside the box. He got crowded out a little bit.
I'd have thrown a cheeky dive there.
Matic just completely lost track.
Rojo's just gone through someone. Or has he
gone through him?
Right, I would definitely be substituting Rojo now because that guy might die.
It's Barini.
Yeah,
When we had a good career.
When we had the ball there was a lot of
Had a good
people
life.
with their back to goal just facing the ball, wasn't there? Not a lot of runs, not a lot of movement off the
Yeah.
ball. It was very static.
And that's where the fullbacks bring that extra level
Yeah.
in as well.
Yeah, that was a bit of a clumsy challenge on Rojo there, wasn't it?
Are they trying to complain now that there wasn't anything? I don't think it matters. Rojo is going to go through him. It's fine.
Yeah, Suso just looks scared now. Like on like a superhero film where the main character like hits the bad guy and he just goes, and then you're like, oh no, I shouldn't have punched him. His chin's made of steel. That's Rojo. He's going to get absolutely destroyed now.
Yeah.
I think Rojo should take this.
Now, I think what we should
I
do
think
now.
that's Rojo's usual shooting range.
We put
40 yard out.
This is looks like exact same position where you saw those free kicks.
Mate, one of the best
Matt
games.
dinks it
That's
over
great.
to Lindelof. He got his head on it.
One of the best games I watched from Rojo. One of the funniest games, I should say, for the 23s at Old Trafford. Same shot every time, 30 yards out. He done it at least 5 times in that game. It was an absolute joke.
He just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No.
He's so over it. He's like,
It's just like an untrainable dog, isn't it? Like every so often at Crufts you see a dog that just runs just does the course completely wrong. There it is.
We're adding some sound effects in now, just for.
Did someone say dog?
Did someone say Crufts? Yeah.
You just kind of stick Rojo on the pitch and hope he doesn't like kill someone. And that's a win.
Earlier ball there now though. Can Matic do it? No, he's balled it as well. Shaw's out on his own, but no one's got the stones to try and find him. It is with Luke Shaw. He's threaded it through to Mata. He's
Hit that.
peeled it for Mata.
Oh, that's a great play.
He had so much time then as well.
It wasn't the angle.
Pereira's just hit a really ordinary shot, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was
Great little bit of interplay. Brilliant back heel from Marshall. Mata's laid it over, and it's just a shit shot. He could have actually put his foot on that. The player had already slid. That's not bad effort, that.
Header from before, yeah. If he had spilled that,
Rojo
Rojo
was
doesn't
going to go through him. Rojo was going to murder a guy. He was like,
Rojo would have just slipped then and studs into Donnaruma's
I think
chest.
if it was a competitive game, you might have seen that.
Milan now
That's a
are
good ball
down in between Luke
PSA.
Shaw and Rojo, coming all the way into the box.
Great
Oh,
tackle.
that's a great
Tackle.
tackle.
Recovery slide tackle from Luke Shaw there.
Learning a thing or two from Wan-Bissaka.
It was a good. It's out for a corner. One place we definitely need to improve is both attacking and defensively at corners. And I think Slabhead is, that's what Liverpool really needed help with. They bring in someone like Van Dijk. Slabhead's going to do the same for us.
Yeah, I feel like.
Attacking wise,
I mean, because what height wise we got in there? You're looking at fucking Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
I mean,
Liverpool
even
Matic,
Matic-
6'1".
I mean, we
well.
were signing Maguire, but we obviously Maguire get put in there, and obviously we've been talking about Mandzukic and stuff. But then both of them in that box, just height and jumping,
Yeah,
you won't. That'll sort us out both ways.
Cross comes in.
That's a ball from Suso.
What the hell happened there?
It
It is 2-1.
That is how Milan scored.
the
that
deflected
goal.
header
X-
again.
It is 2-1. But again, like we're talking set pieces, lack of height in the middle.
Yeah.
Just
Just played a
It
short
was,
ball.
it's lack of height and also like indecision. Like you see it so many times with Smalling and Jones and everyone just looking at the ball and waiting for it to come to him. You just need that one player who's just going to run at it and just be like, "I'm getting this ball out of the box." That deflected off
hits Lindelof.
Lindelof. That's an own goal. That's definitely an own goal.
Does
Yeah.
Rojo duck his man?
I don't really know.
Well,
It's a bit of a lucky
60th
goal,
minute.
isn't it?
I think it's gone down as an OG though.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it. I don't think the original header was going in.
Yeah, damn it.
Well,
I was just going to say before that as well, they haven't really made many chances second half. I think we've started the better of the two teams.
Yeah,
But then that happens from a set piece.
But
just like you were
60
saying.
minutes on the clock. I wonder if we're going to start seeing them changes from
Yeah,
United
maybe.
now.
But we saw that so many times last season where we were making chances, we were trying to like score, and then they just go up the pitch once and just actually make something of the chance. And that's the problem. We need to be more clinical. For sure.
I don't know what Marcus is trying to do there, just trying to beat someone in a foot race, but was miles behind him at the start.
Yeah, he started about 5 yards behind him.
That's Davide Calabria on that side. I quite like him. I would have said if we didn't get Wan-Bissaka, we'd be looking at other right backs. I mean, the last Italian right back didn't go that well, but he
Started off great.
started off very well, yeah. But then he just kind of
A little
forgot
bit of press from
how
United, and didn't quite yield the ball back, but we have sort of collected it with Rojo in defence.
And
What are
he
you
And
doing?
he's had no idea what he's trying to do. He's knocked it back to De Gea.
tried a
Who
little
still doesn't look the most assured, does he? He's given it
No.
to Shaw,
What-
who's
we're
just punched it
panicking.
forward.
We are
Matt has
panicking.
somehow got a grip of it. We have got control of it again
on,
now.
quick.
Pereira.
Wan-Bissaka's running in space.
He's got
Play
a
it
lot
He's
to
got
him.
Wan-Bissaka ahead of him, who he's gone to.
Should have played that in front
Mata
of him.
and Marshall trying to get into
Yeah,
the box.
should be.
I'd go back out to Pereira and get it crossed in here. But he's gone himself. He has crossed it.
That was a good
Putting it in the air to Mata's not a good shout, though.
No.
Not unless you're going to throw some ladders as well.
That.
But it did get to
I'm
him.
surprised that went. I thought that went out then.
Rojo knocked it back forward.
Yeah,
See,
it's
we're
good-
winning the
good
ball
pressing
very
there by
high.
Rojo, yeah.
Rashford,
Hitting it.
I definitely thought he was shooting then. No, he's
Wan-Bissaka,
held it
yeah.
off. He's laid it out for Wan-Bissaka.
Someone get on
Yeah,
side.
can we get some width here? Oh, Pereira's too narrow, isn't he? That was just
just
shit.
a hit
He's
out.
kind of just crossed it to no one.
Hit and hope
I
into
don't
the
know
box
what
there
that was.
by
across the
Pereira.
shot.
That's a knuckleball. Is Lindelof should cut this back now. Yeah, there we go. It's not. It's,
They look to have picked the pace up a little bit, but we just in
But
and around the edge of
do
the
you know
box.
what? We just
seem
don't
to
have the
that
quality in midfield.
yeah, I was going to say there's not a lot of quality.
Like, McTominay's been anonymous this half.
Yeah.
Matic hasn't made any mistakes, but he's not done anything.
No.
Bar
Thing is,
one
though,
ball out
Matic
front.
is
And also
meant
you-
to be the one
That's
going
the-
forward, isn't he?
Yeah,
Because we've seen McTominay drop in rather than going forward.
we don't
Oh,
have that
there's
threat either of a
wholesale
shot from
changes now.
25 yards. None of our midfielders, they can sit back under like pretty safe in the knowledge that we aren't going to threaten unless we get the ball in the box, which allows them to defend a bit easier. That's
So
something we lose
that's
with Pogba.
Reina, Andre Silva, and Krunic coming on for Milan.
Yeah, I wonder when we'll see United subs because that's got to be soon.
Yeah.
It's got to be now, isn't it? Yeah, I
I think
thought
we'll see full 11 change again.
There was only 4 players warming up before.
Hmm.
Ashley was one of them.
Steve happy with that one.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's just not been much happening this
No.
game. Like this.
Well, they've scored, but other than that, it's been
Yeah,
quite
that
steady.
wasn't really from much of a big chance. It kind of just went in and someone flicked it on and it ended up in the net. It's not really been much from Milan, but then it's when we have won the ball back, we haven't really done anything with it, and it's kind of just.
Yeah, slightly.
It's it's frustrating. It's a preseason game, but I shouldn't be getting frustrated at a
Yeah,
preseason game.
But every game you want to win and you want to
Exactly,
play well.
but
You
it's
want to see a
just-
progression of playing better and better.
They're
as the
doing these
season starts.
substitutions one at a time. It's taking weeks. Sort your shit out. It's the International Champions Cup, isn't it? Jesus, wet.
Imagine Matic starts against Chelsea.
No, we're making some subs here. Fred, James, Mata looks like he's going off. Matic is going off as well. I think Twanzebe's going to come on.
Lingard,
Young,
Young, is that Young for Wan-Bissaka?
maybe Shaw.
The biggest declining quality on our right hand side in the quickest amount of time.
Rojo's gone off. Mata's gone off. Matic has gone off. So
I've got a feeling that James is going to score an assist here. I'm gonna put that
I'd
out
like
there.
to see it.
Well, I think he's more dangerous in this sort of circumstance, but it is a fresh team. He's sort
Looks
of
like
fresh team.
Wan-Bissaka's staying on. Oh no, is he? Oh no, he's coming on.
I feel like
Just having a wee drink.
I feel like Daniel James's pace here, especially against a team that's sort of
kept-
waning.
Yeah.
Lingard's coming on
Kept
as well.
McTominay,
Yep.
which is good. I think McTominay, Fred.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
as a. Yeah, Fred can bring the ball out better, and I think he's got a better touch and turn than Matic as well.
So it looks like, McTominay, Fred as the holding 2. It looks like Lindelof, Tuanzebe, Young.
The Shaw's still on as well.
Is that Shaw on the left?
Yeah,
Yeah. James on the right, Jesse in the 10.
Marshall's
Marshall's still on. Is Rashford still on, or has he gone off?
I didn't see him go off, but I haven't seen him since.
God, Rojo is absolutely.
Looks
just,
like he's lost a bit of timber, to be fair to him.
Yeah,
He was a big Rojo last Christmas.
rotund Rojo.
Because we're having barbecues all the time, wasn't he?
He definitely wasn't having his toast. If you see
It looks
that,
like, it looks like
it is
Rashford's still on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Rashford still on.
So this is back to the front three that we've seen quite a lot pre-season, isn't it? Rashford, Marshall, and James. We've seen a lot of that. So
Yeah.
I think.
I feel the positive James will bring here is because of his pace. He'll open up an
Yeah.
option a lot quicker than we've seen. Like everyone seems to be moving about and struggling to get anywhere. James will just probably be like, "I'm running down this line."
Yeah, I
Get
think you
it
see
to
that
me.
as well more with as they just have another headed chance from inside the 6-yard box. You see that more from Jesse as well. He's just got
Yeah.
more legs than Mata, and he'll sort of push into the box a bit more quickly. I think. Yeah, I like the look of this team.
I mean,
Go on.
I I feel like we're going to see Tuanzebe again. I like seeing Tuanzebe in these games because you kind of see him show his leadership and stuff. I quite like when you see him direct other players where they need to go. I feel like, as Steve said before, he's going to probably move his way up to being third choice because he seems to have the head on him that you need.
He's min.
Yeah.
How old is he?
22, I think.
22?
I think he's about... There's not much difference between him and Marcus.
Yeah, I know the rough. I didn't know if he was sort of 20 or if he was
I think he
heading
might be a
towards
year
23.
older than him.
Is it?
Who's that?
Axel.
Axel.
I'm going to stick my neck out on 22, but I'm not sure.
21.
I feel like it's 21.
Yeah.
Let me have a wee look here.
Yeah, let's check it out. We've got the old internet, haven't we?
Yeah.
97 birth. Yeah, he's November. Marcus is October. They're the same age, essentially.
Yeah.
Which makes you laugh when you see people going, "Oh, Tuanzebe's the future of this club." Marcus is shit. He's never going to progress. You're like,
seen-
come on.
They're putting a lot better together,
Good show.
Tuanzebe shepherding the ball back to De Gea.
Yeah.
He's mint.
And De Gea.
And he's growing into a absolute
that was a great
unit
touch.
as well.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he?
It's like, what did you do in your days off at Villa? Deadlifts
Eat steak.
all day.
Just lifted as much stuff as I could. Used to lift Steve Bruce. That's the heaviest weight they have in the gym.
Still can't believe
What do you reckon Steve Bruce's order from a chippy is?
I don't know, but everything's got gravy on it.
Yeah,
Definitely
chips and gravy.
Chips.
Yeah,
no,
he actually gets gravy on his gravy.
a big, yeah,
Maybe
double gravy.
two puddings.
Great. He has
Oh,
like,
he's having pudding is... Are you mad? Pudding is his starter.
yeah. He starts with a jam roly-poly, and then he has
a sausage while he's waiting.
He makes him put half a ladle of gravy in the tray before the chips go in as a little base, and then he goes chips, battered sausage, gravy.
Yeah. And then he asks just for a fish to take home.
Yeah,
And
just
it's
a fish. Yeah.
And that's the healthy option.
That's
he
what
shows
he
his
eats,
wife.
He eats the fish in the car.
He eats the fish on his wife.
Yeah.
He eats it like a Kit Kat. He
Yeah.
snaps it in half and just bites into it.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to have a fish and chips with Steve Bruce.
Be great.
That would be great.
He'd probably... But he'd have a Steve Bruce special, though, which would be 2 fish and chips.
2 pies.
2 fish
Oh,
and
you
chips.
You're not having any.
2 fish. Yeah,
Everything
2
comes
fish
on
and
the
chips
table.
and whatever he's having. That's Steve Bruce's order.
2 puddings, 2 sausage, 2 fish, 2 chips, 2 gravy. What you having?
2 gravy. Can I have 2 portions of gravy? We do a large gravy. I said 2 gravy, didn't I?
Yeah.
2 large
Comes out with one of
gravies,
those,
please.
those slurpy cups.
Yeah,
like
it's-
that,
yeah,
the
just
straw,
the
and it's
gravy
just
with the
gravy.
Do you like they call it a venti at Starbucks?
Yeah.
Of gravy.
Of
Yeah, he's
gravy.
just got one of them. Just in the cup holder in the middle of his car as he's driving up. And I got a gravy for the drive home as well.
They're like, it's not a drink.
Excuse me?
Isn't it?
Is it wet? Yes, it's a drink.
Well, it's a drink then, isn't it?
Just like thick Bovril, isn't it?
Him and Sam Allardyce have daily competitions,
Oh, that'd
just
be
like
so good.
ring each other.
They got like
up.
a little WhatsApp group that they're
Yeah,
in.
called the Gravy Boys. Definitely. All aboard the gravy train.
Dean Windass is in that group as well.
Definitely. Oh, I'd love to be part
Dean
of that.
Windass is the one that kicks off at the most because they're all getting fish and chips early. He's had to go and do some Radio Oldham job in the morning or something like that. And he's
that's
like,
really
lads, I can't get to the chippy before 10 a.m.
Save
What
us
are you
one.
doing to me?
Save us one.
Oh, Luke Shaw with a rocket. It's well missed.
Yeah. Yeah, those two definitely have lock-ins at a chip shop, don't they?
Looking at
Yeah.
you.
Can I get a what? If you've got
Here's
a
my
chippy, you
credit
wanna
card.
give me a
It's
lock-in?
unlimited balance.
Got
Yeah.
a black card for
Yeah.
Dave's fish and chips.
Yeah. Fish bar
No, because you can't have a black card for the fish and chips because it doesn't exist the day after. Like they've run out of business. They have no stock.
Yeah, there's just one left.
They eat them out of house and home.
Fantastic. Yeah, Luke Shaw having a shot there. I think he always looks really timid when he has a chance for a shot. He doesn't look like he thinks he's going to score, does he? He always sort of has that sort of, oh, I have to shoot, I'll shoot. But I think it'd be good for him to practice that a bit more, maybe. Because you never think he's going to score. Has he got 1 professional goal in his career?
Yeah, he has one
Best
professional goal,
season.
and it was against Leicester, the winner
Best
against
game of the
Leicester.
season.
Yeah.
James 1v1 on the defender. He's gone outside of him. He's put a
Got
cross
the ball in. To be fair, why is there no one at the near post there? Like,
But again, he's got to do better with his crossing.
Maybe.
No one ever was like, why was no one there for David Beckham?
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of phrase no one ever said.
No.
Clawed it back a little bit with the shots. I think we clawed the possession back like 2%.
Touch,
maybe.
yeah. Yeah, we don't hold the ball particularly well, do we?
Well, did you expect us to in Matic and McTominay in midfield?
No.
But you would say that AC Milan have had more possession, but has it been useful possession? I mean, like,
Well, they're winning, so I guess it has.
Yeah, but they haven't really made many chances from the fact that they have
not made
more
loads of
the
chances,
ball.
but they've stopped us making chances,
Lingard
and they are winning.
pressing quite well. Lingard and Fred are pressing quite well.
That was good.
Matic,
Cut out from Matic.
McTominay's won it.
McTominay,
Lingard on the ball.
Luke
What's he
Shaw
gonna do
there
here?
needs to make a run.
Luke Shaw on the left. Jesse's made a run ahead of him. Marshall's inside. Jesse on the left.
Lovely goal there.
He had
with
no
his left
right
foot.
to score from
That's a
there.
lovely goal.
He's put it right
That's a
inside
great
the inside the goal. Brilliant.
Solskjaer.
That came from nothing.
Yeah, it did. The nice pass from Marshall through the line there to. See, that's the thing.
Movement from
Matic
Jesse
wasn't
off the
doing
ball.
that kind. Mata wasn't doing those runs. He wasn't getting in the box like that. He picked the ball up in a dangerous
There you
area.
go. So Jesse's, he's got on to the last man, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I mean, how's he scored that? I don't
know.
even know how he scored that.
they've got Reina in that now as well. So, he don't really get down particularly well, does he?
Takes it on his right, rolls it onto his left.
How old is Reina? He's got to be.
He's got to be pushing 40.
He's got to be.
I mean, that is a brilliant
I say
finish.
33. I don't think he's.
Needed someone to just take the punt.
Well, he was what? He was. He looked. I mean,
He's always looked old.
yeah, because he's been bald since he was 20.
Yeah.
It gives you 10
20
years,
minutes
doesn't
to
it?
go.
He's always looked like an old Spanish gent who like drinks wine on the afternoons, like
Yeah.
sort of thing. But
Him and Benitez.
Isn't it mad how you can be a Spanish gent who drinks wine, but if you're from England, or let's say
Buckfast.
Wivenshaw, right, and you drink wine on an afternoon, you're a piss can.
Yeah, because one of them's drinking it from a glass, the other one's drinking it from the bottle.
from a bottle
Or from
surrounded
a
by
puddle.
from a brown paper
Yeah.
bag.
Right, what if you're
in a
drinking
park.
it from a box?
In benches.
What, just holding it up and just
Does
turning
the box make it better or worse?
It makes it worse,
Some are
but
having it
makes
with
more
food
fun.
and family surrounding them, and some of them are alone
Watching,
in a park.
I was going to say watching Jezza, but it got cancelled, didn't it?
Yeah, I like it. You're walking around like it's like a little sort of briefcase for the, I don't know, for the park. Take it to the park, drink 3 litres of boxed wine on an afternoon. Sounds like a good day.
We're going back
Was
to
there ever a good box wine, or was it just someone was like, we can stack these easier?
Yeah. I don't think there's good. I'm sure in a place that makes wine, maybe in like South Africa they do a good.
I'm pretty
boxed
sure you
wine.
get
But
slapped
what you
in
get-
like
what
France if
get
you
in
may
there-
even mention the word
Yeah,
boxed
the
wine.
boxed wine you get in Spa.
Bonjour, oué, le box wine arcade.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the boxed wine that you get in a 24-hour Spa
Le box wine, le
isn't
dickhead. No?
particularly distinguished.
Since such
And it about 6 litres in a box of wine.
I think
as
it's
well.
3. You
Go
get a
on.
nice 3-litre box of wine
Woo!
for like 12 quid.
after the first litre, you don't really taste the quality anymore. You just taste alcohol.
Yeah, it's in a bag. That's no good drinks come in a bag except Capri Sun. That's the only one. I can't think of any others.
Same.
Shouldn't Capri Sun do like 2 litre bottles?
Yeah.
I remember they used to do those really big Capri Suns.
Never seen it.
No, they were great. I used to have them
Still
on.
have it.
Yeah, with the screw cap rather than the
Yeah.
straw.
Yeah, they still have it.
Yeah, you want a 2-litre Capri Sun with just a really long, thin orange straw. That
Oh,
goes
can you
all the way to
imagine the
bottom.
carnage when you... I've gone through both sides, oh no!
2 litres, get it
Oh my
up,
god.
get it above my head and just
Turn it into an
let
IV
it
drip
just
of
piss
Capri
straight into my
Sun.
mouth.
Just
It's going to be about an inch all over the floor in here, Jesus.
That is a nightmare, that when you done that in school.
what? The IV drip of Capri Sun?
Yeah, when you go through both sides of the Capri Sun.
Put it through both sides.
What do you even do? It's rubbish.
What percentage of Capri Suns do you reckon the straw got rubbed off in transit? People
Oh,
just-
it's
just
so
bought
annoying. You're like,
a-
what am I going to do with this? You just have to put a hole in it with a biro and then suck it straight from the packet. Disgusting.
Ashley Young basically just played a through ball in from the
Good
land.
Tackle by
what?
Wan-Bissaka there.
That's Axel 2 and Xavier. But,
McTominay just putting him on the floor. Who was that? They just
And he
chucked down
gave
there?
us a free kick.
Yeah, Barini. Look, McTominay's had his shirt. It looks like the Hulk. McTominay with his shirt ripped in half.
Oh, that might explain the free kick.
What is that touch, Ashley Young? I don't know. I think that was a bad touch. It made it
Alisco
look
says,
bad.
talk about the game. Don't tell me what to do.
We want to talk about Capri Suns.
Yeah.
Ashley Young's on the pitch now, mate. We're not talking football.
We talk plenty of football.
McTominay's
Pre-season's
not getting his
15
shirt.
minutes to go, and there's a long season ahead of us. We want to get our gravy Capri Sun talk lined up in a row.
It always happens this. The first half is usually strictly business.
Very
By
good
about the
football content.
70th minute, we're talking like, what's the best like dog kennel in the area? What Steve Bruce orders from a chippy. It always descends
There's
into this.
Maldini's
Top 3
coming out.
barbecue foods, go.
Oh.
That is a starting.
Because who was it the other day that said chipolatas in here?
What, just the
Who was
word?
it?
If you
No,
say
who
the
was
word
it for a
chipolatas in
barbecue?
the studio,
He was like,
you're
"Oh, I
out.
want
That's way too posh.
I want a barbecue because I can put chipolatas on it." And was like, "Wait, what? Who was it? Was you here?" It was Omar. It might have been the
Chipolata.
last time we was on the stream, actually.
I like the word
was like-
chipolata.
Omar was like, "Oh yeah, chipolatas." And you're like, "Wait. If you'd have just said sausages,
Yeah.
sausages are a top tier barbecue food.
I'd have let you off with saying wiener if you wanted to, just because it's a little bit funny.
But chipolatas are weirdly specific,
yeah.
odd barbecue food.
I like them long and thin, like a big sausage pan. That's what I want. So I
Like
can
if you'd
hold
have
it
come
like
in and it's like you go corn on the cob, you go, all right, it's a barbecue food, not really my cup of tea. It's not enough meat in it, but you know what I mean?
that. Yeah.
Chipolatas is
Do you know what I think is underrated? I think a bit of fish on a barbecue is good.
why am I not surprised?
Give it what? People have fish on a barbecue. That's not mad. You go
what-
to
so-
Spain, you go to
know
the
what, I'll give you that,
Mediterranean.
it's
They
not
can't
bad.
move.
I had something like that in Barcelona.
Yeah, see, Spain.
Yeah, it
Told
wasn't
you.
bad.
Well,
One
is
of-
Barcelona Spain? I don't know.
One
I'll
of
argue
the
with that.
best
Catalan.
barbecues I ever had. While I was still in the army, we went deep sea fishing. We caught our own catch. We caught pollock, which is a little bit like chippy fish for those who don't really know what it is.
Similar to cod, and it's a white fish.
Yeah. So it tastes a lot like unbattered chippy fish once it's done. So someone salted it up, buttered it up, bit of lemon in there, wrapped it up, threw it in the coals of the barbecue.
Oh, yes, please.
In the coals of the barbecue for a long ass time. And then at that, I was like, mate.
See, told you. Fish on a barbecue.
But it was still not one of my top choices.
Chicken wings.
How many likes we on, Steve? Go on. If
153 likes.
we get to 250 likes, Steve might do a cooking show
Put Steve on a barbecue.
on barbecuing.
Mate, I would do an amazing barbecue show. Listen, fat people know food, right? This is a. It's just
And you
obvious.
get to wear those black
what
gloves
ball
that are only worn by
Balls
MMA
or ball?
refs and
And people who barbecue.
What is that? Those are the two people that buy those gloves, isn't it? Herb
Oh, no,
Dean
tattooists.
and people who season with herbs.
Tattooists,
Yeah.
people who do brisket,
Yeah.
and MMA refs.
I don't know how that market has happened, but that is tattoo artists,
Obviously
smokers,
profitable.
and
Listen,
MMA refs.
250 likes, and I will do. Maybe we'll make it a Patreon exclusive, and I will
Yes.
do barbecuing with Howson on my
That'd be
channel.
great. That sounds really good. Smoking with Steve. I like the sound of that.
Just buy absolute slabs of meat. Do you know what I tried to do for a while? There's a place down the corner on Thomas Street that does. It's called Cane and Grain. They used to do. I think they called it Jacob's Ladder. Basically, it's a dino rib. Do you see the Flintstones?
Yeah.
And they bring that.
You want to play xylophone on
They
it?
bring the meat out, and it's like someone's arm, and you go, "That doesn't exist."
No.
but it does exist, and
Yeah.
they're called short ribs. And it's a cow
Beef.
rib.
Yeah.
and they are comedy. They look cartoon.
Yeah.
That's
right?
a good ball.
It just is Flintstones, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
So I went once, and someone told me about it, and I was like, "They're not going to be the size of your forearm."
No.
So I was like, "Yeah, go on, I'll get one." So I got one, whooped it, well nice. I think they've been on
Whooped it
cooking
is the technical
for
term
like
there.
30 hours. They've been
Yeah.
on. They just melt away.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, "Oh, if you like that, we do one which is 3 of them." And I was
Really?
and I was like,
Jurassic Pork. That's what it's called.
and I was like, "Get that in my face, mate."
Don't love that one.
John loved Jurassic Pork as a thing. Yeah, that'd be great. Get yourself a beef short rib going.
Yeah, well, I want to do it in the slow cooker at home.
Yeah.
Was that on a previous stream, by the way, where we had a debate about Maldini? What position Maldini's son was? Because he's just come on. I was just
Does he?
yeah. I was just
He's an attacking mid, isn't he?
Has he
Yeah,
got long-
he's
has he got lovely
playing at the
long-
Is that
moment.
him there on the ball?
He won't be good then.
He's number 98.
It's a good pass that.
Oh, they're not giving the 3 because the 3 that was him on the ball.
I think he
Yeah.
has to earn it.
Yeah, he is. He's 98.
They retired it unless he wants it. I think
Or if he's good enough to have it.
him or his brother. I think are the only ones who can.
They
have
don't
it.
want to embarrass themselves.
Maybe
by
his
giving it to
brother's a
someone who never
defender,
plays.
and they're like, maybe I should leave it for him. As
Yeah,
a,
rather than somebody who's going to play up front.
yeah.
Pretty cool though,
Like
and
the
it's
fight for
your dad, and your granddad all wore number 3 for Milan.
I'd love that.
I think Cesare wore 3. I don't know for a fact if he did actually.
I don't know.
Be cool if he did though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know if you know in the comments what number did Cesare Maldini wear.
We seem to have tightened up a lot because we, I mean, while talking barbecue, we tried to get a couple of balls down the wings, and we got good balls from Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, which got Rashford and Mash.
Brilliant.
I think having James has helped us with that because obviously he does hold the width quite well. So we look to go in the channels quite well.
Makers Ray says, "I want
Gomez
chips and
Greenwood
gravy now."
about to come on.
Yeah,
We're
see?
winning this game, lads.
Influence.
Harsh says, "I suggest you guys talk football. You're talking about other useless topics too much, and especially Howson. Listen, Do not tell me what to do.
And do not tell Steve that sausages and beef ribs are useless, because they ain't, are they? Capri Sun,
Come on, man.
not useless.
Don't tell me what I can and can't talk about. Listen, if I want to talk about the match, I will. And we was talking about the match. We were talking about Maldini, right?
Whose son has just gone through Dan James there.
Didn't learn the tackling
That
from
is
his
a hell of a
dad,
start.
evidently.
All of my scored or assisted by Academy graduate. Yeah, that's been
That's a good look for
been one going through the whole thing, hasn't it?
I mean, is that? I mean, that's a bit touchy. I mean, I saw it.
Greenwood
touch
and
goal
Gomez
was
coming
the
on,
Mata
probably for
penalty.
Rashford and
But I think
Rashford
they've tried to
penalty.
said like, oh, Pogba played it into Mata and then Mata got fouled and Mata.
No, that don't count then, does it?
It doesn't.
No, because usually on FPL when they give the assist, it's to whoever got fouled.
And
So it'd
sometimes
be,
you don't even get an assist for a.
That's because United's
winning a
apps
penalty.
probably give
they
it.
give it for winning a penalty. It's like when it's deflected and everyone's like, oh, give it to this player. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that was
not even
won by
close.
Mata, scored by Mata. That stat's gone out the window, hasn't it?
Yeah.
As much as we want it not to have.
Gomez and Greenwood on. We've got
Yeah,
to win this now.
Rashford and Martial gone off, so we'll see which. I guess
Bring
it'll be-
Romero on for a giggle. Play him like, I don't know, right back.
Oh,
Is
such there
either
from
is
Angel.
Pereira gone out alone this season? Joel
All right,
Pereira.
all right.
Xylophonic says, how do I have my steak cooked? Medium rare, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I can go rare. Depends if it's a good joint. If it's a good place, you can get a real good rare. But most places are pretty ordinary, aren't they? So you kind of have to go medium rare. Because it's not blood. People go, oh, it's covered in
No,
blood. No, it's
no blood.
water usually from where they've been
Just
like...
juice.
Do you know why you get water in them? Because they've not let the steak rest. You have to let the steak... Steak's one of those weird things that you have to let it get to room temperature before you
Yeah,
cook it. You
a lot of
can't
meats like that.
bang it out of the fridge, bang it on the sizzler.
Yeah, because everything just contracts otherwise, doesn't it? Yeah, you put a
Gotta
cold
let
piece
it-
of meat in a pan.
Got to let that shit
Oh,
get to room
You're in
temperature.
love, mate. Greenwood on
Your
the edge of
room
the box.
temperature meat before you get it on the griddle. And then, if it's a good joint that you know that does that, then you can have a rare and it will be absolute butter.
Yeah.
But most places, like, I don't know, the last time I had a steak, I had one of them tomahawks from TGI, which is not a good steak place.
Is it not?
It's good for milkshakes, but not a good steak place.
Yeah.
And
The
What is
tomahawk
actually
as
on
well.
doing?
they're far
It's an
off.
underrated cut, isn't it?
It's about not far off 2 inches thick.
Yeah. With a big handle on it.
Yeah.
So you just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah.
I'd like to say for all the people at home, we just had some great passing movement, great play in between, and then Ashley Young decided to take the biggest touch I've ever seen.
I think he tried to take his man
Straight
under
to
the-
that
How many
goalkeeper.
times have we seen that from him? It's actually crazy.
Look at that comment.
Is that a comment or an alarm on your phone that's just gone off? There's a comment that says Howson needs a pie.
But the account's called Balti Pie.
Oh, is it?
That's what made me laugh. And
Oh, I
then he
didn't
put
realise that.
a Balti Pie.
Howson needs a Balti pie. Oh, I do like a Balti pie.
Is that a come on from that account?
I think it is, yeah. Looks like someone needs a pie. And who's going to give it to you? I am.
What's your go-to condiments?
Oh.
Well, if you're having a good steak, your go-to condiment is a fucking knife and fork,
Yeah.
right?
Hands.
Yeah,
but,
don't
but
put
generally,
anything
let's
on
say
it.
you're talking fries or a sandwich or something like that. I would personally, hot sauce is my go-to condiment. Generally.
Really? I've not noticed that over the last couple of months.
I like
Oh,
it.
Angel
Oh.
Gomez just... I don't know. What is he doing?
Look,
You got pulled, a shirt pulled there.
that was pretty cool.
The piss.
Well, at least it's faster to talk about football now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, back to the Barbie.
Gomez did a spin then, thought, you know what, I'm going to go
I'm
around
going to do
again.
another spin.
This is brilliant. He's sucked so many touches in that and
Yeah.
kept it away from like
Yeah,
4 players.
and again. Oh,
Did he make him, that
Yeah.
last one?
Oh, no.
Beautiful.
He's cheeky.
Do you know what? He's looking row ho, doesn't have
was
an
a
AC
corner.
Milan shirt on because
Yeah.
he'd be like row 3 by
I
now.
didn't give a corner for that.
Didn't there?
I think the last touch was from him. So, yeah, what's your go-to condiments then, guys?
Oh, honest.
I don't know.
I like Peronaise on a pizza.
Anything really.
Peronaise is
I'm
my
not
go-to
really
condiment
picky.
on a pizza.
You're not? You just whatever's nearby?
Peronaise, that's usually for anything really.
Really?
If Peronaise is room temperature, I'm going to smack you in the mouth.
Well, you like it cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
always in a fridge.
Oh, yeah.
No, every condiment room temperature. What you trying to cool down your chips with a bit of ketchup? I don't like that at all. Everything has to be room temp for me.
Great cross there from Angel. And
Should've
who was
dived
that?
at
Get
that.
on it. Greenwood.
I
Overrated.
think he just
Never going to make
It
it.
looked like he could have died.
Not really picky with sauces. But
Really?
Peronaise is usually for everything. Like,
Peronaise is good.
anything on the side.
For one of the dippers, that garlic butter sauce from Papa John's is absolutely life-changing. I reckon if you have too much of it, it might actually be life-changing.
Yeah,
There's no way
life-ending.
it can be healthy.
What? Life changing, as in
That one
like
that
give
just
you
the-
diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Favourite pucker pie? We did a sponsorship thing with pucker pies last year. So we had to go and get a load of them. And they're actually banging pies.
Oh, they're really good.
Yeah, they are actually really good.
If you cook,
ended.
if you cook them in an oven,
yeah,
and
but
don't
like, you know,
microwave them or anything
I'll tell
like
you,
that.
like, there's people that we've done stuff for that I would love them to come back and sponsor. Yeah, and truthfully, Betball was one of the ones that was a great sponsorship that we had on my channel. And we've currently got on MMA Latest. And I'm glad because the app's class. A lot of the companies that we do, the app's shite. But Betball was one that you like, I actually like this app, you know.
This is good. That was good pressing by Jesse there.
Jesse's pressed it. Fred's on the ball. He's knocked it out to the right to James. Greenwood
See, that was
ahead
a
of
good
him.
pass by Fred
Greenwood
there.
made that run.
Come on, do it. There you
Ahead
go.
of
He's
him.
put it ahead of him. Nice.
Come on.
Greenwood, he's got to
Amazing.
lollipop the shit out of him. No, he's giving it back to James. James running into the box.
Takes a shot off.
Still final ball. Still,
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing a final ball from him. Everything else is great.
I feel like since Matic has gone off, McTominay in the midfield has sort of been a lot more effective.
Yeah,
I think
lovely
he
ball out
was
from Fred there
effective.
as well.
It's just that he was effective
But
deeper
in
in the pitch.
I feel like McTominay was effective. It just looked worse in that midfield
Because Matic was alongside him, yeah.
The makers
I'll let you have
races. I broke up with a girl for ordering steak well done once. My dad orders it well done, and we always fall out.
Well done.
That you just need to not have the
Medium.
steak. You need to
I
have it
get
taken
medium.
away from you. Like no.
Do you
It
rate
ruined
Prime
it.
Minister? That's the gaffer around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's literally, it's on that street.
It's
actually,
about
isn't
a
it?
35-second walk away.
Yeah, banging.
Yeah, they're nice.
And mushy peas. Mushy peas are an underrated addition to any plate.
Yeah, they're excellent.
Mushy
I used to
peas
sometimes
are
just have a can of mushy peas in a bowl.
Again, not surprised.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's like
But
a big green
spent 2
yogurt.
weeks with him. Not surprised.
Lovely minty yogurt.
He could literally say anything to me now that he's like. Sometimes I eat like barbecued raw tire, and I go,
Ate a bag of gravel once.
Not
Thought it was
surprised.
trail mix.
Didn't you have like
see
a
that.
salad with cheese or something?
A salad with cheese.
No,
What,
as
what,
in,
an,
like, you
what an
went out-
See
impossible
how
concept.
No,
see how organic the salad was that we got.
No one's ever had a
that's
salad
the
with cheese before.
it's full of mud.
Yeah, it was full of mud. I had to wash that off. I didn't wash all of it off.
It is better to have it organic, I guess.
Yeah, but the grit adds
You gotta
protein.
make sure,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know if it
Yeah,
adds protein.
play
It
it
adds something.
quick.
Add something.
Definitely.
goal.
Ashley Young took ages.
That
That was a
is-
good cross by James. even-
Still didn't go to anyone.
Yeah, true.
that was
Exciting play though. I think this team's look more.
Fred.
Antipodino says, I wouldn't be afraid to start Gomez in the 10. Definitely wouldn't.
No.
Stop interrupting people to talk bollocks. No, it's my thing. It's what I do.
Fair enough.
Do we have any good left backs coming up through the academy? Because sure is shit, says Alisco. Do you know what? There's three fullbacks in the academy at the moment. Leo Connor, Ethan Laird, and Brandon Williams. Don't really know how you split all of them. They've all got different attributes. Some are better defensively. Some would suit like a real pressing game. Like Brandon Williams would be brilliant in a pressing team like this. Ethan Laird's probably got the most in the final third out of them. And I'd say the best technical defender's probably Leo Connor. But all three of them aren't going to make it here. All three of them play left and right back. And I think one of them should probably... I mean, you've still
When you
got David
say all
Mitchell
three
as
of them
well.
aren't going to make it, you don't mean none of the three. You mean not all.
All three can't make it at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah.
So the club probably... I mean, the club doesn't have to do anything. They can just see what happens naturally.
Yeah.
One of them could get injured. One of them might
Yeah.
decide they want to move. A million things can happen.
Which
can't
one's
they?
the closest, do you reckon, to getting in?
Which
I
one would
reckon Brandon
fit
Williams,
the
maybe?
system better?
Don't know.
If you're saying the press and so, which one would fit the
So,
system better?
what are you looking for? Because if
Attacking
you're looking for
ability.
who's the what version you can have of Wan-Bissaka, if you wanted to go like for like, he's totally different way he goes about it. He's a lot more like tenacious and doggy, like Gary Neville style about it. But Leo Connor would probably be the one that would be the one that's hardest to get past.
Yeah.
If you're thinking someone who could probably last out there on their own, deal with playing in adult football, won't take shit, brave, Brandon Williams, because he's a fucking lunatic. But if you go in, do you know what? We've got Wan-Bissaka, he's our safe defender. Maybe we want a bit of an asymmetrical attack. Want somebody who's got something in the final third. Well, at under 16s, until the emergence of a certain Mason Greenwood, who was an under
He
15,
just pulled off a lovely flick over his shoulder to Dan James.
Come on,
there.
James.
Mason got promoted in the under 16 season about Christmas time.
What a free kick. Just
Permanently
outside
to the under 16s and managed to scored enough goals, like 25 goals in the remaining part of the season, or 30 goals, to become the leading goal scorer at under 16s. But prior to that, the leading goal scorer in the team was Ethan Laird from left back with 22 goals.
Wow.
Because he is right-footed and he had this just Marcelo knack
Yeah.
of he'd bomb down and then cut inside and blast one. And he was well good at it. So depending on what you're looking for, you might see two of them make
He's
it
really
into the
impressed
squad.
me, to be fair, Ethan Laird.
Ethan's a leader as well. Ethan's a gobshite, and I say that with love. Like he'll tell everyone on the pitch what's going on, and I think that's
We do seem to get that in our academy a lot, don't we? Like the whole leadership factor.
Just to let it know, Dan James just won a free kick on the outside of the box.
Yeah,
Yellow
like 20
card,
yards out.
yellow card,
Is it
foul,
Angel Gomez taking?
and it looks like Fred
Oh,
Gomez
and
and
Young.
some Young stood over
Yeah.
it. I've seen Fred score.
McTominay's showing a bit of interest as well.
I hope Angel Gomez is like take a
I think
walk.
it looks like
It's
it's Fred's
Fred.
taking it.
Fred's lining it up.
With his left
I mean,
foot. This would be nice to
one of
seal
the
the
goals
win.
improving for Fred
not bad,
was when against City
Nice
at
to get
Shakhtar.
3 wins. McTominay. Oh no, he's
What is actually hitting?
stop it. Oh, he's going to stand with Ashley Young.
He's going to make his
Fred
own
stepping
wall.
Oh, I thought he was
over the
flying
bar.
in that then, but
Yeah.
Should have given it to Angel.
Is that the new thing? Because now they can't stand in the wall; they go stand in front of the wall, then duck.
I guess so.
Like properly duck.
Like,
Like
oh,
when we say
McTominay just
duck,
fell
I
on
didn't
the
mean like they
floor.
actually just slightly ducked. They actually
Yeah.
just went
It
down
dropped
to
the ground like
ground.
it was an air raid or something. Yeah. But yeah,
why is
just-
Greenwood not taking this? Valid question. Valid
Oh,
question.
he hit an absolute banger against Newcastle, didn't he? At 23.
What's so
with
mad
his
is that
weak
he's
foot.
took it with his right foot.
yeah.
And
What kind of person does that?
I don't know.
Remember that hat trick against Liverpool as well last season? I was dirty. Was it hat trick?
I don't know.
One of them was a free kick, and then
Oh yeah. Was it hat-trick or did he get two?
oh, is it two?
I don't remember.
Against
Yeah.
Chelsea, he got the hat trick. I sat next to his dad for that. His dad's like a really reserved kind of guy, but even
Yeah.
his dad was on his feet for that. I mean, he was absolutely sensational.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a world class hat trick. That
He's still eligible for under-18s this year. What's all that about?
Yeah. It's mad.
Does the under?
I mean, he is under 18.
Yeah, it's 17.
just playing for 5 games there, and then
I hope they bring him back for the Youth Cup. They always should go as they used to take Duncan Edwards back down into the under-18s when it was Youth Cup time. That's why he won 5 on a bounce. Doing shit like that. Keep doing it.
Yeah, there's always a loophole, isn't there? I think the fact that he's 17. Like,
I think we said
not really a loophole, is it?
We've
He's
said
that
we've said the
age.
word loophole
Give it.
so many times.
Oh, Jesse could have played James in there.
We have
Jesse
said the word
James.
loophole.
Should have
I
passed
think
that, though.
too many times.
well, that's football, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just loopholes. and
one constant loophole.
Lovely run by Jesse Lingard there. Again, across the front of the defence, like similar to how Rashford did, but
I feel like he
didn't
was
have the
hoping
finish.
to pull that more into the
yeah,
keeper's
it
near
went
post.
straight down the goal's neck. And
These are penalties if it's a draw.
is it? Oh,
no,
Pretty sure it is.
say it ain't.
oh yeah, there is no draws in.
Oh, so we're going to watch some
International
penalties.
World
Oh, actually,
Cup
to be fair, I
champion
actually
thing.
wouldn't mind watching some penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen them all pre-season, and
Why not?
also, I want to know of the players that we've got on now who can actually take a penalty, because I've seen
Here we go.
Phil
That's
Jones,
full
Chris
time.
Smalling.
I've seen Greenwood miss a few penalties.
2-2. We
I-
are going to
Left footers though,
penalties
mate.
there.
Left foot cursed. Shit penalties.
Is that true?
But Messi misses them.
You should take him with his right.
Greenwood could if he wanted to.
I can't remember who I was talking
Yeah,
to.
left
So-
footers
I was
aren't
talking
great
about,
offense.
Mason two-footed, man, and someone was like, no one's two-footed. Ask him what he takes a penalty with. I said, Mason, what foot do you take a penalty with? And he was like, both.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's full time.
All right, full time.
Well,
Do
that
we
was
get
fake
penalties?
news.
They said before one of the games we went to that it was penalties.
I'm
Didn't
sure
they?
it's penalties.
Yeah, one of the games was. I don't know.
They all look like they're walking off the pitch, though.
Yeah, they do.
All right, maybe it's not penalties.
Maybe it's not.
not penalties.
Which would be good, really.
I mean, we'll keep it rolling just on the off chance.
Yep.
It is penalties.
It's penalties.
It is
Well,
penalties.
Magic.
It did say
Penalties.
full time. I do
Chris Waddle
apologise.
would say.
Oh, so they're all getting some water and some advice? I don't know. I mean,
Advice.
penalties is
That's a wonderful head of hair.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
gorgeous.
the proper silver
Let's
mane.
get some in the comments then. What are you guys saying?
Yeah, well,
Ashley Young to miss. It's not me saying it, I'm just reading it.
I don't think he'll take one.
Wan-Bissaka's on a pen? What do you think that's going to happen?
Has he gone off? He's gone off.
Has he gone off? You know
Went
what?
off.
That was Ashley Young.
Ashley Young's on.
I think, oh yeah, actually, yeah. So Ashley Young 2 miss.
There's no point in actually taking penalties there. If you were him, you think, well, why would I do that? It's a pre-season friendly. If I score,
bet he
who
was the
cares? If
first
I
to
miss it,
take
I
it.
just get ridiculed.
Bet
I
he
wouldn't
was
take one if
the
I was
first
him.
to take it, mate.
No comment.
Dan James might take a pen. We'll see that.
Yeah. Seen some highlights from.
I'm
the
going to say
game, yeah.
McTominay's going to absolutely smash it into the top of the net.
I think United second half, despite them scoring, I think we limited their chances quite well.
Yeah.
We looked a bit more dangerous, I think, after Greenwood and Gomez came on. I thought they looked really good again.
Lingard did a lot to
Lingard did well as well,
open
yeah.
up the defence. Like his movements, and as we said before, is underrated. Like how he moves off the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
There's Rashford goal again.
Class.
Yeah, lovely goal.
Good run.
Socks out, though, Marcus. Socks over the knees. Never a fan.
Didn't like it.
No.
Yeah.
Do you like him low, resting on the top of the shin pad?
I would have that as my preference over the over the knee job.
Harlow was saying Jack Grealish, though.
Is it Tom Davies at Everton?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't.
I like how Rob's.
Jack
I
Grealish
like how.
wears trainer
I like
socks,
how
doesn't he?
Rob's not here and Jack Grealish has still somehow got in the
He's
conversation.
been
sure.
ingrained in our brains by Rob.
Is he in the comments?
It probably is in the comments now.
Probably like, yes!
What is he? Is he a Shrewsbury or a Villa fan? I don't understand.
He's a Villa fan, but he's from Shrewsbury.
Yeah. We'll support your local side, Rob. I swear. Just if you're gonna support someone that's not your local team, support a good team.
Pretty close.
Yeah. I mean, I
is
wouldn't
it
wish. I wouldn't wish supporting Shrewsbury. No offense to Shrewsbury, but
That was nearly a real bad one.
if it's
can
like in
imagine
your
we're gonna have to
options
just
are
dive off
Aston
screen.
Villa and Shrewsbury, you're not
The
picking
table, just split
Shrewsbury.
it up.
Yeah,
No
Yeah,
offense.
do the
to
hamstring
what I
ones
say.
as well, where you've got to straighten your leg.
Yeah.
the nearest
doing
top
this shit.
side to your house.
Yeah. Any more comments? Any questions?
Balti Pie just keeps Balti Pie propaganda going on.
Like, I do want a Balti Pie now. Balti Pies are
Uh,
quality.
I hate penalty shootouts, really.
Yeah, me too.
I just want
I
to.
don't mind them in pre-season.
I mean, we don't
They'll
have
love
our
socks
main.
from Jesse.
It's interesting
Yeah,
because we don't have our main penalty taker.
It looks like he's not wearing shin
in a
pads.
penalty shootout. Yeah, so
At least it'll be over half an hour.
Is
quicker.
he wearing shin pads or not?
Yeah, they'll be just dead little, won't they?
Yeah, they have to wear them, don't they?
it's illegal.
He must be really thin because can't see him.
Yeah, it's just like a little prawn cracker, just on the shin, resting. I used to wear those shin pads with like the ankle pads in and everything. And then you see these players, it's just like
A tiny little
literally
bit.
just that on the shin, just a
Dorito.
Dorito.
resting on the shin,
One
so
Dorito.
providing no.
Rayner's
support
good at penalties
whatsoever.
from memory.
Yeah,
I just remember my shin pads were actually like a chemical weapon. Like, I don't know why they just seem to always never like be.
Do you have the
able to-
ones where they had the spines in? So they would fold round.
go around you. Yeah.
It was like that, but then it was also like partial sock, and it just would never wash out, and it was always awful.
That
People
shit
used,
gets well heavy.
Smell. Yeah.
people used to hate like because I didn't change the shin pads for like 3 years, and they would just like just stop it. Don't bring the shin pads into the change
Footy
room.
bags smell.
Dirty
There's a
shit
funky,
pads.
weird smell that you just don't replicate anywhere else.
Yeah, it's that mixture of foot smell and just constant moisture.
Yeah, just dampness.
Gorgeous. Looks like Rayner's taking it quite seriously.
Legendary 628 says, "What goes on a burger?"
I like cheese.
Cheese,
I think
yeah.
cheese will go
Always
to. There's
cheese.
a once in a lifetime burger at Salita down there, which is sensational. I think it's 2 burgers, and then it's like 2 buttermilk fried chicken breasts, and then like a hockey puck of pulled pork, and then a load of coleslaw and onion rings.
What is that like? This tall?
Yeah, you
You
can't.
can't eat it though.
You haven't got a jaw that gets.
I
I feel
think-
like you have to say I'm not a big fan of mixing.
Yeah,
chicken and
I don't
burger.
mind the mixing, but I think there's something to be said for a burger being handleable and eatable. I
know
think
what?
you almost have to eat it with a knife and fork, which
was
is
in a
just
beef at
embarrassing.
like 14, 15, and this place over the road was the first place where I got to proper burgers that were like made in a kitchen rather than like a McDonald's-y type place,
Yeah, yeah.
like ones that made them fresh and that.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what was on it. It was something like it was probably just a beef burger, bacon and chicken, and it was out of this world.
Yeah.
It was like life changing.
Yeah,
Like, oh my
simple
God.
but great.
So Milan
first-
has the
first
penalty.
pen.
Calhanoglu.
He'll put this top corner.
Turks don't miss pens. He's
Famously.
about to miss it, innit?
That's the famous last word.
Yeah, I
Famously
mean, that's
Turks
as soon as
don't
everyone
miss
thinks of Turkey, that's what you think. Oh, they don't miss penalties.
They don't miss pens, mate. Come on. Told you.
Ottoman Empire penalties.
We should have a Turk in our side.
Don't care who it is, just any one of them.
Yeah.
Any one of them.
Kabak.
I mean, we got linked with that random one from Trabanspor or whatever, Yakizi or whatever. I couldn't remember his name. For about a while back, that was like the most weird rumor out.
The
It
one
came
Juve
in.
signed. The one Juve sounds really good. That Demiral.
Demiral,
Yeah,
he
the
looks
centre
sick.
half.
He's
I
made
would've gone for him.
made the lit look like a kid. Well, I mean,
He
like,
did actually look better than the lit in
he's
pre-season. I know it's
run
only
around like an
pre-season.
absolute madman in pre.
Is the glare off his FOD?
Oh, Jesse Lingard there.
Oh, he went the right way.
yeah.
So I think he's good at
Went the right
penalties.
way.
He's
He's
good at
great.
penalties, he
Yeah.
is.
He put
So
that
short
nice.
sleeve.
He got that right in the corner as well, and he nearly got it, Rayner.
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
very
He didn't
close.
move early either. He properly
waited.
launched himself.
First time I've not seen him in a fade in a long time.
Yeah.
He's waiting to get that
growing the
cut.
hair out, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants that first game of the season cut, doesn't he? Got
Penalty-
a little
yeah,
penalty
penalty
graphic
graphic.
on there.
Checo's out with penalty graphics. I mean, it's behind, like, but
Yeah, don't worry about that.
is that just United's?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what the crack is here.
No, there's one for each.
So who's stepping up now? Is this
Piatek?
No, it's not Piatek. It's whoever it is.
Scored.
De Gea is not particularly great at saving penalties.
Bonaventura, is it? Yeah.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
I mean,
how does a goalie become good at saving penalties? How do you become known for that?
I feel like they say that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what characteristics you have to have to be good at penalties.
They watch a lot of the clips and they see like how people take penalties.
Well,
and
they
how
all
they
do that.
naturally
I'll tell you what,
Every top goalie does that.
read Soccernomics because they've given you the formula and they actually, I think
You
they
say
said one of the
you
penalty
say-
shootouts.
There's the one where it's the Van der Sar against in the 2008 final. It's like the most highest ratio is like mid-range to the right. Or,
Yeah. And they said, Ashley Young, don't have confidence, but I think he scored. He's twatted it,
Great
Jesus.
penalty.
I guess I see you do.
But
Perfect
I
penalty.
remember reading that because someone said that this economist went into Chelsea and told them how to take the pens and went that. And apparently Anelka just did not listen to him and just kicked it exactly.
That doesn't shock me from Anelka
He just
particularly.
kicked it in the exact.
Van der Sar had worked it out because Van der Sar knew the thing, and that's when he points to me, he goes, "You're going there,
Yeah.
aren't you?" And that's when he went there and he saved it.
Yeah.
Because he'd figured it out. Because there is a system to how you roll through it in terms of left footers go this way 70% of the time, and they talk about randomizing penalties as well. And they're like, certain players will actually go, right, left, right, left,
Yeah.
and things like that. True
Andre
randoms.
Silva.
He goes, well, there's a lot of players that go
rolling and
left,
bottom.
right, left, right every time. He goes, it's mad.
Do you remember the?
Because I think they said that he was going to put it. I think I remember reading it. It was like they said to Anelka, put it the other way, like put it to that side because if you put it that side, he'll go that way. And he was like there. He's like, he went up to Anelka and went, "Oh, you're going to put it this way because you're going to try and go against it, and you're trying to trip me."
Tell you what, a freak a goal
Went
out.
that way.
If a player got a
Greenwood's
little
not
coin,
missed.
a coin out from the shorts, flipped the coin, went, all right. Just walked up
Even
to
if
the
he was
spot.
going whichever way anyway.
Who cares? Yeah, the goalie be like,
that.
what is going on
Sorry,
here?
Pam.
I'd do that 1,000.
Took it right-footed.
Told you.
Guy's
I think
a
that's what
maniac.
Solskjaer's talking about there. Shaking
Guy's a
his head.
maniac. Who takes penalties with their opposite foot?
Someone who's ball-footed.
Even he's
smiling.
shocked. He's putting
There's the smile on
loves
Greenwood's
it.
face.
He didn't want to smile, but it just crept
He was
through
like,
anyway, didn't it?
he went through his head. Then he went, "If I take this from my weak foot and miss it, Solskjaer's going to batter me."
Yeah. It's
Well,
great,
yeah,
though.
do you know Van der Sar, the year after that, if you remember the Community Shield, he saved all
Three.
of Chelsea.
Just saved 3 and then we won, yeah.
Oh, that was a brilliant penalty shootout, that.
Oh,
and
He
then
went
he
right way then.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
saved. It's not saying he scored even.
Yeah, he got his hands up, 2 hands on it. Maybe he should have saved it, to be
He should have
honest.
saved. Oh,
no, there's a lot of power in it,
it
yeah.
was a powerful
Yeah,
one.
it was always going away from him. So
He was next up for United. I want Angel to take one.
Yeah, same. Definitely.
Who the forwards are on? James. You've still got James hasn't took one yet.
Jesse's taken one, hasn't he?
Yeah, it is Angel.
Oh,
It is Angel.
Yes.
Angel's not missing.
He don't look confident, though, does he,
He's not missing.
particularly?
He's just cool.
You think?
No, I wouldn't be shocked if he Panenka's this.
Imagine Greenwood takes it with his weaker foot
if he Penengas,
and then he Panenkas it.
Oh!
He's roofed it.
corner.
What a lad.
He twatted it.
Top corner.
I mean, that's
Very soft
What
round of
happened
applause from the other players.
he didn't look. He doesn't look. He looks the other way from where he hits it.
See, most professional footballers are good enough to chip the ball into like the top quarter of the net, you would think, from penalties. And yet, it's so underused. Yeah, it's amazing how much pressure affects people, isn't it?
You got.
you need to read that chapter in Soccernomics about penalties.
Have you got it here? You must have a copy of
He
it.
had loads of them.
I'll give him my
Yeah.
last
If you don't, I think I have it at home, so I'll bring it.
Is that
next time I'm in the
Maldini?
office.
'Cause I'd
You
like-
can
yeah,
have
Is
it.
it
I'd like to
Maldini?
read all of it,
Maldini
but-
taking it.
It's really interesting.
Go on, David.
Maldini.
Bottom left saved.
Save.
Save.
That's the save zone.
Yeah.
That little like mini goal in the
save
middle.
zone.
Right, who's scoring this then?
Could never be my
Oh, he looks
academy player,
Maldini-ish a bit, doesn't he?
Give me my legends, son.
mate. Yeah.
Maldini.
Have we had any legend sons play for us before?
Jordi Cruyff, not one of our legends though.
Yeah, not really.
John Aston Jr.
Our producer's so happy that you can now
Famously.
currently see a red mist sign at the bottom of the
Yeah,
And
this,
James to
this
win it.
penalty graphic.
I think it is that final end product that I've been moaning about. I think he buries it.
Go on,
Rain
lads.
has given
I
him
think
the
he
eyes.
squats it.
Lovely, down the- straight down the
passed
middle.
It down the middle, the balls on the
Look
guy.
how happy he
Well
is.
done,
He's
there
so
we go.
happy with that.
We are international champions,
All
cup
five-
winners, champions of the world.
I don't think
know
we
we're gonna
are.
win
I think
all our
Benfica
Euros.
still won it.
Benfica on goal difference.
I don't recognise their claim.
Yeah, all 5 penalties scored by United. That's got to give a bit of confidence, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Might as
Righty.
well.
There you go. That was that stream. Join us in about 10-15 minutes when we'll We'll have a quick look at the stats, and we will get back to yous. Laters.